sure if there was something where, they built the fucking transformer and ran it off the 12 volt and pumped it up or something like that. Yeah.
That's all good there. That's good there.
Can you tell me when we're going live so I don't speak? We're live?
That's good there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Are we live when Josh dropped the F-bomb? Did you swear?
Did I?
Yeah, you just...
I did, actually. It's going to be tough. This is a learning curve.
Tough for you. It wasn't tough for me.
You just got
15 seconds left.
Not talk. Yeah, I don't know.
Do we want to reset?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
How many times are we going to restart?
Redo it.
I think we should restart it.
We need to turn it off and turn it back on.
Hold on. And
Sure,
30 seconds. Welcome to the Revival Motoring Podcast. I can speak now.
Don't forget you have a mic.
Yeah, it's right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
You were talking, but it was like as if you forgot.
That's me. What's up in the chat room? How's everybody doing? I see no one responding that I like. Oh, Rick Vito, what's going on? So we found out that I can't speak within the first 30 seconds of the podcast or we get demonetized. Because I'm always speaking profanely or about freedom, which is now illegal on YouTube.
Watch your profanity.
Which I might have screwed up. I don't quite know. That'd be.
I think you dropped an F-bomb and blew it.
I'm pretty sure I hit go live and you were just like, F.
Yeah. I've never been happier watching ads on YouTube. Do we have ads?
Yeah,
we have ads now, yeah.
Is that good?
That's great.
Are we monetized, boys?
We are.
What's going on?
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
We'll be crushing Tacomas with diggers in the next episode, right?
Yeah.
Love that kind of money.
By replacing everybody's trucks with Tacomas and
yeah, I like that.
Gigantic backhoe.
An excavator.
Excavator, that's what it is.
Hello, Ransom Garage. Very nice to see you here. Very nice to see everybody in the old chat room. I didn't know we had ads. I didn't know we released a video today. I've been in the dark.
You
on the hill.
honestly sound like me.
Jared Landry. Don't you ever say that. Jared Landry, what's going on?
He was trying to insert his mouth into yours last week.
Last episode.
All last
trying
episode.
To get my chuckerisms out.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank God, man. Somebody here had to do it.
He was just, if Chuck was here, he would say this.
That's fantastic.
It was a moment of silence. I'm like, I just feel like he would say this.
Yeah.
I just need
It's
you
quite
to know.
good. It was his best effort.
Wow.
For sure.
It's the first one I haven't listened to in a while. I don't know why. I just didn't listen. I'll listen on the way home.
I listened on the plane home at home.
How was it?
It's good. I mean, Chuck's terrible, but
Besides that, it was fine.
Listen, I already have a case open with HR.
yeah.
Josh, can I get some sound in my
More
headphones,
volume?
please? Yes.
1, 2, 1, 2.
And there we are.
Okay.
That's perfect for me.
Everybody else good? Your headphones good?
Just wonderful.
Okay.
Been smashing those ears many nights.
Yeah.
Broke them.
I think I had a dream I lost my hearing.
Did you?
Yeah, not too long ago. It was weird.
Great dream.
Yeah. Scary.
That's not good. There we go.
Hey,
Double
look at
D,
that.
603.
Double D. I'll take it. One person.
Wait, he called you out last week, too.
We got one guide, and I'll take it. Wait, what did he call me?
Oh, wait, no.
Doubled.
I thought he was agreeing with you with the Reese's. Never mind. Because he called you out on the Reese's.
Yeah, I ate them again today.
We're going to have to address that. Don't speak.
Yeah.
Leave it right there. Because this is a thing now. Because you went hard on your commitment, and then I didn't even realize it.
I'm still trash.
Corey took a photo of you just diving right into it.
Filling your dirty mouth.
They weren't any better.
It disgusts me.
I
Yeah,
disgust myself.
You seemingly backed down pretty hard on that take.
Listen, I was hungry, and there was nothing to eat here.
We just ordered pizza.
Well, that was before the pizza.
There's also a gummy bear.
Yeah.
There he is. See my 133 people.
Oh, it's so good. How can we help?
It does that whenever I hit F1. It's really fucking annoying.
Do you just use a profanity? What was wrong with you guys?
We're good. We're at 4 minutes, 41 seconds.
No, we're
Yeah,
good.
we should be.
Yeah, fuck that algorithm.
We should be on the up and up.
Shook, how's the militia?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Up in arms, up in arms.
I didn't want.
We don't even want to. We won't go there.
that.
But my God.
You guys aren't helping our
Yeah.
monetization
Yeah,
schedule.
seriously.
How much did you swear in the video you just put up?
I don't think I did.
You're like, hello, guys, and welcome to a fucking great video
to
from
the
Revival Motoring.
motherfucking. Yeah. No, I don't think I did.
Welcome to the fucking ruckus.
Yeah.
What's up, bitch?
It was pretty clean. It was pretty clean.
When did I put on my first
Any
Charlie's
questions
Garage
before
episode?
we get rolling? I know we've done this before. It's the same thing. Hanging out. Feel free to chime
Better
in on
room.
any news, any topics, anything at all. And then we'll ask
No
kinda
longer
what's
in a
going on
broom
in your
closet,
world.
which is what matters.
Yeah. And this mic, just bring it up uber close.
Same shitty mic.
Right in the face.
There you go.
Perfect.
Jeez.
I'm like 30 seconds behind, so I'm just getting Shook's photo on the live stream.
Oh, is this live stream that far behind?
I paused it accidentally.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch our podcast.
I should probably go back out and back in. But
Need some F's in the chat for Tim Connors.
Are we early today?
we are.
Nope.
Not at all.
No,
We're right on
I
time.
thought we were because I swear I looked
It's a
at the.
daylight savings.
Daylight
That's-
savings time.
I swear I looked at
I
it. It
like
was like
the skylight.
6:20.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good.
Is
Good
it bright
pizza
out
today.
still?
Yeah, it was great pizza.
Good pizza. Is it what out? Bright out? I
Yeah.
think so.
Shook, you good?
I'm great.
You
Oh,
sure?
you mean ready to go?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like
He's having a great little evening over
it's
here.
like it's his first time. He's been with us a while.
Shook, you don't get headphones yet?
I just don't wear them.
Oh. I see you don't appreciate my little sounds.
Well, it's too much. I can hear them because they're so fucking loud. But
Okay, fair enough. Do you just, how much
It's a-
profanity
it's a- it's
we're
a-
gonna fucking use on this episode?
listen, it's a pain in the ass, and it comes in all weird through my headphones currently because of how I listen. So I just do this.
All right, that's cool.
Hey, whatever makes you comfy, buddy.
As long as you can hear us.
I think we're good.
Let me talk closer.
Ready?
So Shook can hear me. Right here.
I think we're good. Here we go. Let's start this off. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Who
Heyo.
and Corey.Si.
Hey, yo.
This week, we have Mr. Jon Volk, also known as at Tesla Beamer, in
Good
studio to
evening.
hang out. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And over there, manning the mic and trying to sneak himself some Reese's, Mr. Shook TD.
Hello. They're terrible. On day 2. I was
Still,
hungry. I was desperate.
still committed.
Naked and afraid.
Still committed. There's some photo evidence and probably some video
It says
that
otherwise.
says otherwise.
Condemning.
Yeah. Let's see. This week we're gonna hang out. We got to catch up with John. We have to catch up with Corey about the Mint 400. We might hear about some Subaru stuff. I also have a topic in news that I titled "Assholes," separate from the Subaru stuff, but close
Assholes multiples?
enough. Yeah. So before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by you, everybody who listens, subscribes, participates, send us cool shit in the
Mail ad?
post, in the old post there.
No snail mail?
We truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate everything you support us with. So thank you very much. And go sub to our B4B. Let's get right into it. I'm going to hit the callbacks.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
Ooh, I got some.
Oh, yeah?
Going to take me a minute.
Can't believe I'm saying this, boys. Because you know how much I like the hill in winter. But it is the first Lock City Drift of the year, the Saturday.
Saturday.
It's
Saturday.
Thompson Motorsports Club Speedway. I don't know what they call it. Thompson the track.
I think it's just
Connecticut.
Thompson Speedway.
Thompson's.
No, there's a thing to it. Motorsports
Really?
Park or something like that.
Thompson's
I can't-
Motor-
Oh, is that a new?
No, they've been doing it. It's on the Shabby corrected me last year.
Thompson's
Of course he did.
Dextain and Watersports Park.
Thompson
Yeah.
Speedway Motorsports Park.
Thompson Speedway's Motorsports. Everybody's right.
Nailed it.
Win.
This Saturday.
This Saturday. So I plan on being there in the morning. So
Depends on the weather for me.
love to see it. Oh yeah, if the weather's bad, I take that back. I will not be there.
If I open my pretty little eyes,
Yeah,
I'm seeing some rain.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm out.
Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna melt out there.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to rain?
It is.
Somebody,
It's not going to rain.
Somebody
It's going to be
said
fine.
washout. To be
Get
clear.
the hell out of here.
Somebody said that.
Yeah.
I don't
today,
want to put
I
that
think.
evil out there.
I know, I'm
not
trying
gonna
not
put that evil
to.
on them. It's going to be
I
fine.
mean, last time I checked.
It was supposed to rain at the hill today. Didn't rain.
That's
all I'm
good.
saying.
Last time I checked, it was going to burn off.
It's going to burn right off.
It's gonna
I've been
burn
there
off.
a couple times when stuff is just burned right off.
Yeah.
For sure gonna burn off.
It's going to burn off. Big Sugar, are you racing
Yeah, you gonna be that drifting
your car?
chick?
I will no, definitely not drifting.
Are you going to be assistant to the merch tent? Manager?
No, I will be enjoying monster trucks at Monster Jam.
You're going to be an
During the
adult
day?
at Monster Jam during the morning?
What time's Monster Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, it's later at night, but it's so far for me. So
How far is it?
Yeah, where's Monster Jam?
it's far enough for me to drive there, and by the time I got there, I'd probably have to leave to go get ready to go to Monster Jam.
What do you have to get ready
Oh,
for
okay.
Monster
I get
Jam
what you're
for?
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta put on my
Get pretty.
mall goth makeup and get my finest Gravedigger jacket. So
That's true. You got to have it pressed.
yeah, Press my-
Where's Mr. Digger gonna be?
Yeah.
I actually don't think Gravedigger's gonna be there.
Okay.
He's always
Where are
there.
the monster trucks?
Is it the son
The
of
son of
Gravedigger?
Gravedigger.
Corey's gonna
yeah.
love this. I have no fucking idea where I'm going.
How
Sammy
did you-
said you owe me $30 for a ticket. We're going to Monster Jam. I said okay.
Oh, Sammy.
I'm not driving. I
The
have no
illustrious
idea where we're going.
Sammy's taking you.
Yes,
Is it just
That'll be good.
is it just you and
Hartford,
Sammy?
Connecticut.
there it is. It's in
Right
Hot-
downtown?
right downtown.
Yeah.
Hopefully they crush my car
I love it.
and with me in it.
Is it
Or are you going to Gillette Stadium? Oh no, you're going
That's
to Hartford,
June
Connecticut.
4th.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
just you and Sammy?
No, girlfriend. My girlfriend's coming as well.
Oh.
She knows
Saturday.
Monster Truck.
Starts at 1 p.m. So yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
fair enough. You're
okay.
all right.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Just bring a note.
Don't worry. There's
Let
a
us know you went.
98% chance of rain at 1 p.m. So
Oh, wow.
That's fine for Monster Jam. Is it indoors?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll be wearing my Gravedigger jacket.
That's true.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You find his
Wax
leathers.
cotton.
You find his leathers. I have a callback.
Go ahead.
Last week, Mr. Paul McGrath sent in a question,
Yes.
and his question was, with these gas prices, is Chuck still warranting 5 count? So we have a follow-up from Moritz.
Mm-hmm.
He said, as a follow-up to this week's episode and Paul's question, I will update this. I will preface this by I am working night shift and I have a lot of time on my hands.
I love Moritz's stuff because
So
of that.
I have decided to do some math on the old 5 count.
Yep.
Considering the gas prices are higher than ever, I wanted to see how critical or accurate the 5 count really is when pumping gas. Based on some information from the American Petroleum Institute, what a fine institute,
Yep.
the average pump hose will hold around a third of a U.S. gallon residual. The average pump in the U.S. is limited to around 10 gallon a minute for passenger cars or 40 gallon a minute for trucks.
40 gallon a minute. Wow.
Diesel. That's
feel like that's where I should
I'm gonna feel
fill
like a
up.
fire hose.
2 hands on that baby.
just fucking wild. Based on this, in order to fully clear the hose of any residual gas, you will only need to pump the first 1.8 seconds of gas into the trash can
Yeah, but that's assuming that the pump is operating at optimal
at full
operation time
mass.
speeds.
Based on fuel prices today for premium, this was at the time, at $4.87 a gallon, you would be saving 53.53 gallons or $2.58 each time you fill up. This is a great opportunity to take that savings and donate it to the Bucks for the Boys.
Oh, I like that.
Enjoy. I didn't read that bottom part, but thank you very much, Moritz.
I like that. I think it's $253 worth your motor. You
How
just do
do-
that 5 pump into the trash can.
How do we get those 40 gallon a minute truck pumps to the passenger car pumps?
You fill your passenger car with diesel. Boom.
Just imagine
Everybody knows.
how much more efficient
Oh my
life would
God.
be.
You just pull your plugs out. Don't need them anymore. You need glow plugs now. Where
Flood
we're going?
everything. Just flood it all.
That
We're able to pump home fuel now too, right? Because we're in a gas shortage or something like that. Wasn't that a thing?
What happened to the home fuel?
Wasn't that floating around that you could use like gas fuel or gas from your home for fuel now?
I don't think I can use that anyways.
It was like in a case of a fuel shortage or emergency, you can't.
I didn't see that.
If you had a diesel,
Maybe diesel.
Diesel, yeah.
Yeah.
Diesel.
are there
from,
guys out there not currently filling
diesel
their
from Mari.
passenger car diesels with home heating oil? Because I'm pretty sure that's standard practice. DOT doesn't check.
Isn't home heating
Cars.
oil like
It-
$1 more than diesel too? Or is it
it's
the same
buck
price?
less.
Is it a buck less?
No road tax.
I heard they.
Okay.
I'm not saying you should do this.
No, it's
I'm
very,
just saying I thought everybody. That's why people had diesel cars.
This is
That's
the
all
thing.
I'm saying. I
Right.
don't have a diesel car for anybody listening.
Same thing if you have like a Fryolator.
Yeah, you just pour it right in.
Well, you cook the French fries in diesel?
No,
Those are crispy.
You power the diesel.
you can power the diesel with your French
With your
fry
French fries,
grease.
that's true.
Yeah,
It's incredible how
At gas prices, it might be worth doing a batch of fries to fill your tank instead of
it's true.
pumping gas.
Right. Feed the fam, get the gas.
I
Yeah.
could know something for a fact. You guys make me feel like I never knew it in my life. The crab thing, I felt crazy when I said it to you. So maybe I didn't hear anything about home diesel being.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. But
No, it's definitely not legal. I just, in a state of emergency, I think it is.
Who declared the state of emergency?
Rhode Island's in a state of emergency still.
Yeah.
We've been in it for 2+ years, thanks to our wonderful governor.
I feel like I've been in it for 32
You
years.
heard it here first. You heard
It's
it here
gossip.
first, Philip. With that
That's
home
just the
diesel.
U.S., just a constant state of emergency. Another call back from Gary Crumbun.
Oh, Gary Crumbun.
He just writes, I am pleased to tell you that the Chuck system is alive and well and works on campers, even in this supply shortage.
Yep.
I went in and hit them with a 20% lower offer.
Love to see it. You
And
love
was-
to see it.
A strong opener.
I was
Yeah,
able
coming
to
at
get
20.
and I was able to get 10% off with a $500 store gift card to buy accessories. My daughter and wife were under strict instructions not to act excited about anything they showed us. I even used the line when asked what I wanted to pay. I'd like you to pay me to tow this thing out of here.
There you go.
Fucking
Works every time.
Chuck system for the wind. And then he wrote, should I send this to Chuck? And I said,
He
absolutely.
did, and it's nice to see that the Chuck system is still winning hearts and minds. You know, the instruction of your loved ones to not act excited at all about your purchase is super
That's a
important.
strong, right. That's
Because
strong.
you don't want
commitment.
the enemy to see them cracking a smile
Right,
in the
your,
back.
your
'cause then you're
party.
fucked.
There's
Then you're
no
locked in.
for this instance. There's no good cop, bad cop. It's bad cop, worse cop.
Yeah.
That's
bad,
what
bad,
you need
bad.
to- yeah.
Your loved ones shouldn't even speak with the sales professional.
Right. Just be angry the entire time.
It's funny when I ended up at I ended up in South Carolina, which is why I wasn't here last time. And I have some things about that. No, maybe you can. So I ended up at an AT&T store because my wife's iPhone, you know, Apple makes the best phones that quit 2 days after you buy them, decided not to make phone calls anymore. So we ended up in the AT&T store. We ended up in 2 of them before I got to one where they could actually do something.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, watch this. I'm
It's
gonna
like a
I'm gonna
hub.
employ some Chuck system method. This guy's like, sits down at the table. You guys can sit down. Like, nah, I'm fine. And I just stood with my hands on my hips for what had to be an hour and a half.
You went numb.
Yeah, but it was at a point where it was like, oh, it's like when Kanye wore that face thing to the Super Bowl.
Right, just-
and he
yeah.
gave up. I wasn't going to let that happen. Stood through the whole time.
At any point did you use the phrase like "this is ridiculous"?
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
I was just under my breath the whole time. This is ridiculous. It just
My
needed a new
favorite
SIM
is
card.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, I knew what was wrong with it, and like I had to spend at every AT&T we went to like time to tell them what was
To
wrong,
explain,
and
right.
then they try everything else, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's a SIM card." Like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm standing up.
Yeah.
So nonetheless,
Listen, buddy, could have saved us an hour.
I went to South Carolina, which is a callback,
Yep.
which was very nice, very much like it down there. I rented a Mazda 5 or similar.
Not a defender.
No, and you know what's similar to Avis is a Kia Sorento. And that thing was a flaming pile of shit, if I'm honest. I mean, it was like it was breathing through a straw. I've never had a car
He was wheezing.
want more air than that.
It just not.
It just couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was truly terrible. However, it only used 1 gallon of gas the whole time I was there. I didn't drive around that much, but I was going back to the airport. I'm like, should I fill this up? And like, it hasn't even moved a doot. So that was fine. Yeah, one of those little doots. You
That's
know,
an
it's got like
official
10
measurement.
doots.
Yeah.
It didn't even move a doot.
A little doot.
The Chuck Dude.
How many dudes?
If I check my Avis app, let's see if days after it was still telling me I had the car.
Does it say mostly full of doots?
Yeah, still says I got the car.
Primarily full of dudes.
Return car
Car's
is an option on my Avis app still. It says it has 3.9 gallons of current. Can I unlock and unlock it? Oh my God, can I flash the lights? Oh, I have to enter a password?
Ooh.
Anyways, apparently Avis still thinks I have the car,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
I can't wait for that battle.
I was just,
I don't know how I'm still locked into it. I didn't get like a summary email or anything.
Right.
18 months from now, you get a statement that shows up in the mail.
It's
Yeah.
what? Why did I get a bill for $23,000 from Avis?
It should be interesting as to what happens, but somebody's driving it currently. I wonder if I can find it. Can I find it on the map?
Oh my god!
Can you turn it off remotely?
Tap for details.
Password's definitely 6969, by the way.
It's still connected to the car.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I
Is
don't.
it a 4-digit? How many digits?
I don't know why it still says I have the car. I'll probably. Should I call him? That'd be funnier if I don't. So I'm not going to call him. So yeah, that thing was terrible. It also seems. Remember how we learned about the law against Carolina ghost trailers,
Yeah,
aka the Carolina squat? It must have worked because I didn't see a single ghost trailer, and I was going to do this whole funny Instagram thing where I go around like the
capturing them.
crocodile hunter, and oh, here it is in its own habitat, and I was just gonna. And there wasn't a single. I didn't see a single Carolina ghost
I
trailer the
wonder
whole
if they're
time I was
just
there.
not as popular as we were made to believe.
It seems impossible because the number of lifted trucks with bad offset I saw.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's common around here.
I think those all had Carolina ghost trailers previously to this
Think
law.
so?
I don't know, man.
I don't know if you could. Can you pull off the bad offset wheels with the squat?
Yeah, that's it was
Yeah.
required.
You could.
Yeah.
I didn't know,
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
I didn't know
No,
if
it
the
was
wheels would rub on the actual.
No, it was required.
Sometimes you'll see both. That's the final boss of your town.
Yeah.
So I didn't see a single
Yeah.
Carolina ghost trailer, which blew my whole thing. What I did see, and I only started filming like halfway through, was Defenders everywhere.
Yeah.
There's so many Defenders out there. I don't know why. I don't know if those people didn't get the memo that English cars are terrible, but they will in a couple years when those things all quit.
I think
They look cool.
I think sometimes it's just you think the juice is worth
The
the
juice,
squeeze.
right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
My wife was like, I really like them. I'm like, oh, that's great. It's good to like.
That's nice.
Look but don't touch, So there are Defenders everywhere. The two-door ones look cool. I don't know. I never see them here. And then I've seen them a bunch here now, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just-
see
they're
them
not-
all over the place here.
Do you really?
Yeah, I see.
Everyone in awe every time I see it on my way to work. 2-door, green, box, ladder on the back.
Strong.
Oh, just
Insane.
The
Yeah, I
spec,
saw one accessoried out.
Yeah, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, there she is.
That's
Yeah,
the one.
it's like punk rock. You got to accessorize. You
Yeah.
know? So those things have accessories all over. 'em.
All about the studs.
But yeah, that was South Carolina. It's great there.
in a
If I'm
nutshell.
honest, it's great there. Every place has no sporting supplies in the
Yeah,
door. So
yeah.
it's a
your
free country down there.
6-shooter.
Yeah, leave your 6-shooter at the counter.
Yeah.
You got to check it in
You got to check it in.
instead of like a coat.
It's like Tombstone.
coat check.
Yeah.
It's basically Tombstone down there. I think that's where they filmed it.
Definitely where they filmed it.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Absolutely,
big
yeah.
cowboy town.
Yeah. I have a couple brief ones to follow up from some other stuff. I think it was last week where we talked about Porsche, if not the week before, and their production being halted. I found a nice little tidbit on the old Twitters from our friend Harry Metcalf, also known as, what was it, Harry's Videos? What the hell? Harry's Garage.
Harry's Garage.
That's what it is.
Or Harry's
Garage.
Farm, depending on what you're interested in.
Mind-blowing that Harry Metcalf is tweeting. That's a whole nother topic. But he writes, I'm hearing Porsche has had to stop car production because its wiring looms were coming from Ukraine, which are no longer available for obvious reasons. Bit of a worry, as I'd suggest swapping to another supplier might be some time. But that's further reason why you can't get a Porsche right now, apparently.
They all just burned down on the ship in the middle of the
The
ocean.
ship,
Surrounded by water.
some looms. I mean, I'm not in the market for one right now anyway, but
If you were, it'd be a
if
bad
I
time.
were, not the best. Not the best.
Yeah, because the used car ones, used ones now are going to be. money.
Skyrocketing. Yeah. Another quick callback. This was just kind of a funny one that I found. And this goes back to a Bronco thing that we had about, Chuck saying he'd get Bronco Raptor and never drive it off road.
Yeah, of course.
And this just says, watching people on YouTube complain about their Broncos getting scratched and nicked by rocks and mud due to having wide 35-inch rubber. What were people expecting with their cool-looking 35s and wide setup?
I told all these people you never drive them off road. Everybody knows. You have 35s to drive around.
So it's just apparently,
Are they throwing up? Is this not happening off road? This is happening on road?
I think it's just on road. Yeah.
This is going to be a problem for me.
Yeah.
Have to upgrade to 37s.
Right.
That
Sling boulders
extra
instead
radii.
of rocks. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, I've seen some of those out there. They look tough.
I was unaware that there was, Bronco YouTube based complaining sections, but Maybe I'll have to dig into that more.
You got to check your algorithm, my G.
Literally,
Yeah.
people hate
We did
Tappa
that.
Talk so much they've taken it to YouTube.
That's exactly
That's what it is.
Just transitioned.
Oh, so now people aren't pitching on forums?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tappa Talk is ruined for them.
It's just right.
Has it? I didn't even know.
I don't know. Yeah, those are my callbacks.
I get a quick but very important one.
Mm.
Yes.
And it's going to open it up with a quote. And the quote is, hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. And it's a shout out to Razor Ramon. He has officially passed away. It's super sad. I grew up listening and watching to professional wrestling my entire life. Still do. That's super sad.
I remember him being like one of my favorite characters on like Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
The old school one where they did it in like this small ass
Yeah.
thing with like a balcony.
It was something ballroom in New York City.
Yeah, exactly. Razor Ramon was like one of those just oozing machismo, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, he
just
said it.
fucking oozing machismo.
Razor Ramon was a true hero.
Yeah.
Scott Hall,
Yep.
which was his actual name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I watch wrestling all the time, and he was just the best. He was like the best bad guy ever. And gonna miss him.
Did they that A&E show?
Yep.
Did they do one on him?
Not yet.
I'm just
Not yet.
curious if they did. Yeah.
Yeah, not
I'm sure
yet.
they will, but
He's
right.
got one hell of a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
it's
went for the
quite wild.
Razor.
Yeah. Partially paid for that hip.
Yeah, we all paid for his hip because we got a bunch of autograph photos at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We all have autograph photos. My brother
didn't
has
know
one
that.
on his desk, and now it's skyrocketing in volume. In worth, rather.
Right.
Especially if someone's name is Will.
Yeah. Or Corey.
Yeah, Big Will and Corey market on the Razor Ramon signed photos.
That is a long-term play right there. If you can get your hands on something like that, you know, if you have the means to buy like 30 of them with just different names.
different names, yeah.
You can.
Gone but not forgotten. Maybe I'll load up a Razor Ramon clip on the old soundboard.
Right.
Yeah, I meant to
Right.
take a photo of it today to bring it and share, but I forgot. But yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. T's
Yeah.
and P's.
T's and P's.
Oh, that's my dad. Yo, Dad. Hey, what's up?
Oh, man. There he is. The man
He
himself.
was smart man.
Yeah. Razor was on the tops, man.
And my last callback and most important one is Shook. Current status of your build.
Oh, God.
That's not reassuring.
And I do remember Shook's build was going to be ready for the first event. Have we not made it to that?
No, I think that was stricken from the record immediately after you said it.
Okay,
the first
perfect.
time. Yeah, no, there's no way that was ever going to happen. Dual caliper setup installed.
Functional.
Functional.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's plumbed and everything. I just
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to bleed it and
Not
all that.
functional. All right.
Not functional. No.
Not functional.
Like functional in theory.
Theoretically
is that two
possible
checks?
to be functional.
Are you using the circle / method?
How many hours from functional is
It's
it?
a flow chart. Are you a fucking
Hundreds.
idiot?
It's
Yes.
102 hours from functional.
Hundreds.
Just the brake setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all set in there. What else I do? It's ready to go. Rear camber arms
Yep.
installed.
Oh, yeah. You took a picture of that for us.
Installed. Good.
Yeah.
I'm
Those
so
are
happy,
installed
I'm so happy
for
you shared.
sure,
Yeah.
Installed, not tightened, but
They're tight.
Okay.
But one side's got the old zero camber, one side's got the old stanky leg ready. So I said, yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I'll let the old alignment technicians do that, which I have not.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're definitely equipped to align that thing.
They are. It's a drift-owned company, MGB Tire in Terryville. Shouts to them.
Well,
Shouts to them.
That's huge. MGB
Dude,
Tire.
$88, they'll do everything.
Anything you want.
For
Anything
how
you
many dollars?
$88.
$88.
That's
bucks.
a rate.
anything?
Anything you want.
Anything.
That's
And if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
crazy, bro.
That's my guy, ZJ.
A ZJ. What else did I do? The cage is all finally done.
Well, not finally.
That was a few weeks ago.
I was
Come
going
on.
to say not finally. Norway Nils, right? That's the name, right?
Yeah,
He banged it out. He's
ripped
the
through this
savior of
fucking
your
thing.
car.
Yeah, you
so
can't.
far.
Don't go using
He's the
stuff
only one
that's
who's
already
made
been
any
done.
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Well,
It's like back at the shop and everything. Obviously, did I ever say that it was back?
Yeah.
yeah.
Last week, I believe. I think I asked you where it physically was, and you said at the shop.
Ah, yes.
You know where it is?
Nope. On most occasions, I don't even know where my socks are in the morning. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
right, well,
I mean, that's
Solid
really
update.
it.
All right, thanks.
That's it. That's where we're at.
We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
Did
Do
you
you
drop-
think?
I got the diff out and stuff. Like I did a bunch of tiny shit that
You know what I
nobody gives
do
a shit
hope?
about, but-
I do hope now that the season has started and maybe a little fire under that ass.
Little
of yours.
oomph.
Dude, I'm
Inspiration.
going as fast as I can.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem true.
I don't know, man. No, you're going to monster trucks. That's where you're going.
Yeah, you're going to see fucking monster
Full
trucks.
Saturday in the garage.
Well,
when
like
it's
he's
fucking
running a
pouring.
marathon with one leg.
Dude, I talked to JP this morning, and he's like ready to go.
I was just going to ask you.
What's
so
JP going to do?
You know, that's another, because it depends on the status of the heads. If he does like a leak down test on the old valve train there, and it's not great, I'd like to have a valve job done. And if he's doing that, I might as well have him ported.
Oh my God! So this isn't making it this season
No,
to any
he's
event.
just digging. 2024, maybe.
So
I don't know why would that matter how if put it together this year or not?
where's the motor right now?
In my shop.
It's not in the car though.
No, heads off, pants off, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm excited for it to be out because I like that vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, I don't know when the
I think that's why I'm so antsy.
Yeah, like we want to see you.
yeah, we
'Cause
want
I
to see
like
you
it.
out there.
Yeah,
Bring
I
the
wanna
ruckus.
drive too. If at this rate, I'll go take out a personal loan, buy a 350Z, and wrap it around a pole. I don't know. What do you
Personal
want
loans can't touch 350Zs anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
me to do?
Yeah,
You're
but-
right.
Unsecured loan, you ain't
Come on,
getting
you have to
350.
pick
I was gonna say, right. Those,
Buy a television or something.
Yeah. Get a Volvo, weld diff. We'll be out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
we look forward to your update
T's and P's.
next week.
T's
Yeah.
T's
T's
and
and
P's.
P's. Well, let's see if this is a little Charlie K update.
Oh yes.
So I had my hearing with the DMV yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been advised not to talk much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
So let's get into the details.
But you can give us cliff notes.
Not really.
Okay.
I think it went really well. I met some of the gentlemen that I spoke about in the previous episodes who were actually pretty normal dudes.
You met whatever their
Billy
name-
and Doug.
Yeah.
They have a different opinion than I do on what should be legal on the streets.
Yep.
We're gonna see what they think. I guess. I mean, it's up to them to make a decision.
So that's what I was gonna say. So rather positive,
It's more positive than I had going in.
but will you wait?
I mean, Ralph did a very nice job. I think there's a constitutional issue they didn't expect, which is not good to argue against in actual court. So I don't know. I'd be happy if they're just like, yeah, just drive them. We're cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
We'll
mean, they were
see.
fine enough.
There's
The hearing went well. It's recorded. I'm trying to get it.
oh my god. They provided an estimate of time for
I
decision.
think 3
here?
weeks or something.
Okay, right.
3 weeks.
Are they legally obligated to provide a decision that long, or?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I don't know. The hearing guy was right there with us.
Yeah.
But I'd assume he's going to have to run this recording by someone, I guess.
Was it in a room amongst a lot of other people, or was this at a table like a?
No, it was me, Ralph, and then on the DMV side it was Jimmy, who's the guy that investigated and found a registered Japanese car. Surprise.
Yeah.
Doug, who's the head of safety at the Rhode Island DMV, who were both great guys, and then the hearing officer, I forget what his name was, but he was also quite pleasant. So I don't know. It went way better than expected. The DMV is now appointment only in Rhode Island, which is hard for me to comprehend considering it's taxpayer funded. But it was very pleasant in the DMV as opposed to the couple times I've been there where it was like fighting through a mosh pit to get anywhere. So
Right.
Honestly, the scheduled DMV in Connecticut, anyways. I hope they keep it like that always.
I bet they're trying to in Rhode Island. It's probably great. I haven't used deferred services. I've only been prosecuted by them.
I've heard when you can get an appointment, it's
the best.
fantastic.
That's
You're
what I
in
was
and
gonna
out
say.
in no time.
Yeah, because
Yep.
when I was
Getting an appointment is
just gotta book it.
it's
in
the battle
advance.
now.
when I was
battle.
registering the potato, it took like 2.5 weeks just to get an appointment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, whatever. 2.5 weeks better than waiting in there for 6 hours.
yeah.
That's for sure.
But yeah, well enough. I mean, I got nothing bad to say about the guys. I've already talked about like kind of the whole thing on this before.
Yeah. It's finally come to somewhat of a head.
Yeah, I think
We'll
it's.
see what the next chapter might be.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's. Everybody knows. I think it's silly and it's a waste of time that we're going through this whole thing.
Yeah.
If it would be interesting, I guess, to go to the next level of this and be in district court. I think you guys could all sit in, which would be hilarious. And I would like to see the actual law at work.
Right.
Because I like that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for it to go either way. I don't care.
Yeah.
K-Truck started up the other day too, so there we go.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it must have just not like being real cold.
Yeah.
Kicked right over.
Yeah.
But I told those guys, like, I drive these things 10 times a year. Like,
Right.
how much of a nuisance can I be? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
so, anyways, that's where I'm at with that. I can't. Yeah, I don't want to go into anything too deep on.
Yeah, maybe at some point we can, but
Oh yeah. At the end of the whole thing, sure, I guess.
Sounds like they're gonna find out.
If it just ends now, there really is going to be much of a story. If I tell the truth, I mean,
right.
It'd be the best story.
there'll be like a 5-minute story of what actually went on in the thing, which was fine, and then that'd be that. But if it goes on a court, I mean, it's going to be like, it's going to provide me with a lot of content for a long time.
Documents,
if I'm
satellite
100%
imagery,
honest.
satellite imagery, all that.
Yeah,
sort of
I mean,
stuff.
I'll invite everybody can come to the district court if that
They're selling
happens.
tickets to it.
I don't know what the capacity's like, but COVID restrictions are done. I mean, it's a perfect time for it to happen.
Do you remember when Brady went to court?
Yeah.
Just be,
Prez.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah, I remember the Fat Joe Don Cartagena right at the beginning of the album. It's the courtroom intro. It's beautiful. You know, that's kind of what I want to mimic when I come out.
Right.
So,
That could be the new B for B sound.
it could be. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on with that. I wish I had more exciting news, but it kind of went the way we thought it would.
Yep. Is that it for callbacks?
I got gas is expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That I've noticed. That stinks. You know, I have the one gas station I think in the planet that only marks up every next thing 10 cents. So I mean, that's working out for me. Can't tell you where it is, but
Right. So they just,
the prices are wildly reasonable at this gas station. I have no idea why. I'm sure it's probably just like some kind of swill they found on the ground somewhere, but hey, it's running. It's a lease.
Yeah. It's a lease.
can it actually ignite? That's the question.
You know what I found out, which was interesting? I found out the residual on my X3M because, I signed the lease on this stupid thing well before like the whole world went to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And it is hilariously low. Like they're selling a used one with the same mileage on it right now for like what the list price on the vehicle was.
Yeah.
And I'm like a little bit over a year into the lease. And
It hasn't been that long. No.
it's going to take a long time. I mean, now I kind of hope the market doesn't fall apart. But at the same time, I do.
Same.
I obviously, when I found that, I immediately tried to trade it.
Oh really?
For an M5 competition. Absolutely, yeah. Which he has there, and the numbers were close.
How close?
$200 a month off.
Could be worse.
I've made worse decisions.
I know you have.
Yeah.
Stupid question. Will you save that
80
in gas?
months.
Will you
Sorry.
Yeah.
Will you save that in gas?
The M5 versus the X3M, they probably get the same gas mileage,
Probably,
I guess.
most likely. Except I don't know when you drive more
Definitely
spirited.
gonna hammer the M5 more.
Yeah, the M5 would definitely be driven faster, but I drive like an old man anyway, so I get over that pretty fast. The M5 would be wildly more comfortable. I tell everybody about how much I do not like the suspension on my X3. I mean, my M5 was way more comfortable to drive around in. It's an M5.
I can agree.
X3M, my GTR is more comfortable to drive around in. My Acti, every
Lieberman-
car I have drives more comfortable than an X3M.
Pretty sure Lieberman just recently said M5 competition is like the best car, best BMW.
I don't
ever
need
made.
to. I don't need to hear that right now.
Oh, he went in.
No,
it
wasn't it
pretty-
the CSL or
Maybe
something?
it was
the
the
CS. It was probably the CS.
CS. That's what it was.
The CS is the CS is too hardcore for me. Like it doesn't have a freaking bin between the seats. Like I'm not gonna fucking track the thing. What? I don't care.
Right. That's kind of an odd thing.
I'd
to
like
lose
comfortable and
in a-
fast,
In a
you know?
big, yeah.
I mean, in reality, I should just buy a 528 and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But I'm an idiot, so I'm going to continue to do the stupid stuff.
Yeah. This started. You ended up with the X3M, and now potentially M5 comp from a Civic.
Well, I looked at the Civic, but the guys wanted a wheel
No,
and
I
deal.
know. They were-
It was one of those scenarios like, well, I can't get a Civic. I'll
wild.
go buy this thing instead.
Yeah.
And the deal was better on the X3, which doesn't make sense.
Hey.
It really bothers me how they treat those CTRs like gold.
Yeah, but then, it's just the free market solves all, right? You just go to a BMW dealership and get a car that's, I don't even know how much more the price. It's almost the same monthly pay. It doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Principle at that point, it's like, oh yeah, the guy at the Honda Civic dealership wouldn't let me drive a Civic, so I went and bought a.
Oh, he let me drive it. The Civic Type R drove awesome. I really liked it, but they just weren't willing to do anything. And it was way before everything went to hell.
Yeah.
And then it's not that they were trying to screw me on my M5, and it was like a good M5.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I know what the value is. It's just silly. So that's why I love dealing with car stuff. Yeah, that's it. I went to the hill today. It was beautiful. I'd say they get another week before they have to shut the whole mountain down. Big shout to Nick
Before it's
Novak.
mountain bike.
It's getting real.
It's about to be. Yeah, it was almost mountain bike. There were certain trails that was definitely mountain bike country today.
Well,
So if you're up there.
We'll do a couple quick promotional things.
What are we doing?
Go join our TikTok. You can follow us on TikTok.
No,
We're trying to
don't
do that.
TikTok's
Trying to do
for
that.
small children.
No, it's out there. That's our market, buddy.
It's our market.
It's the
Shook, are you on TikTok?
I have one. I don't use it.
That's my guy.
I use it. I mean, I posted one thing.
Is that when you farted into a well?
I should post that. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that probably get it. What's the who's got the most views? Who's put chip?
You fucking
told
with a
him.
sawzall.
That's right. They love me on TikTok.
I don't.
I stay off that shit. It freaks me
Big
out.
TikTok guy.
I don't even.
That just
I
further
don't like
promotes
saying
there's
it.
no rhyme or reason to like what.
It's got.
Whoa,
Sparks and
no,
whatever.
yeah, it's directly. It's handsomeness.
Have you seen the video clip?
Yeah.
Nothing
It's just your
happens.
hands.
It's
Have you seen these fucking things?
it's 30 seconds of just nothing, and somehow like that's what just kind of goes off. It's weird.
Yeah, it's quite.
I just
a,
got the
whole thing
thing.
doesn't make
You
sense.
just got the thing. You know, I can't explain it.
I don't even know if I put music to it.
John, you're
I
not on
can't
TikTok,
remember.
are you?
Absolutely.
Nah, I didn't think
Thank
so.
God. See, this is the kind of guy we want not
Thank you,
following
thank
us on
you, thank you.
TikTok.
I know you've been patiently waiting here. I appreciate it.
Where is it? This is what you're doing.
John's just like, these
Yeah.
fucking guys are on TikTok?
This is what you're doing. This is it.
Yeah, it's me modifying a tool.
You
No,
really-
it's because no one that's on TikTok has ever seen a power tool.
This just further This just further promotes. This
It's
further promotes the
fucking
fact
Etsy.
that like
It's live
destruction is what gets clicks. That's
yes.
as simple as that. Destroy
We
stuff
need to break
gets clicks.
stuff.
Whistling Diesel gets clicks.
Yeah.
Is he on TikTok?
I'm
I
sure
don't
he
know,
is.
Probably.
Smart guy.
He is a smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to destroy stuff.
Yeah. I have plenty of ideas to destroy shit.
Shook, we could have been filming you on your car the whole time.
Don't let him do it, Shook. You don't want to be on
Dude, I
TikTok.
destroy my body every day. I don't know what the fuck.
What else
anyways.
we got?
TikTok stinks.
YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube.
YouTube. Hey, you dropped a new video today.
Did yeah, P. Coots vlog.
P. Coots vlog.
Shouts to P. Coots. What a just
Massive shouts.
lovely
What
gentleman.
a dude.
Not only did he send us some Snap-on socks,
Yep.
but he got to hang out with him in person the other day. Shoot the shit for a while. Took me for a
beautiful.
ride in his truck. Just awesome.
That's
It was
beautiful,
cool.
man.
Made a cool little vlog. That's on our YouTube currently, where you can go like.
YouTube's cool.
To
Go like
follow
and
up.
You got a
subscribe to that.
YouTube, right, John?
Yeah, but I haven't updated it in like 2.5, 3 years.
That's my
wow.
guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
To just back up, Whistling Diesel TikTok account got deleted at 17 million followers. His new one has 1.5 million.
Oh my god! 17 million.
17
How do you
million.
get deleted from TikTok? Isn't that just like a big spy program?
You gotta
He
like,
probably said something flavorful.
yeah, you gotta say some spicy stuff or post your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, you post your bug.
My
you get-
guess is he posted his butt.
That's where I would be at. With
Yeah.
that,
I mean, nobody gets 17 million without some skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's got skin in the game.
Plastic Avenger wants us to shoot the gummy bear, which I'm more than happy to do. I'll do it tomorrow.
No, we came up with a.
Oh, we
idea
got a
with the
new
gummy
plan.
bear. Yeah, we have a
can
new
do
plan
that
for the gummy
after.
bear.
Oh no, that might not be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have an idea for the gummy bear boys. Thank you.
It's gonna be very good. Very good.
Oh
It's
my
gonna
God.
be the
There's a
best
video
idea.
of him recording a flight attendant hitting a person because they didn't have their mask on.
Really?
He says, not going to do the TikTok banned speed run anymore. That's what they want from me.
You know what's interesting? Every time something on Instagram comes up and it's got the TikTok voice, I just skip it.
I can't
don't,
deal
it
with
doesn't
it.
matter how cool it is.
I fucking
I
hate that.
skip it. And just for everyone on Instagram, I love every single one of you, but please, I have seen the video of that K truck with the turbos and the rear steer, and it's one of my
I haven't.
friends' friends.
Oh, I haven't.
Might be able to
Send
get
it
him
my
on
way.
the old show.
That'd be good.
You haven't seen it?
The white
No.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I haven't seen
That's
it.
quite
That
wild.
voice hurts.
Yeah,
me.
sure, I'm sure it is.
Quite wild.
I'm sure it's really
Did you
cool.
just say that voice hurts me 45 seconds after we were done talking about what?
No, no.
You just
The
we were
TikTok voice? Yeah. No, I'm back.
Fucking
It
voice.
sucks.
I didn't want to interrupt him, but it's
Oh.
fucking painful to hear it. Oh, it's
Wait.
bad.
This is what I saw when I went
Yeah.
to McDonald's.
When
That's
they
what.
tell you not to rev your car, they be like, "Burble tunes aren't cool."
I don't have friends. I do this for the likes. So
for the
terrible.
views. Let's destroy stuff.
The whole thing's terrible.
Let's see. Where was I going with that? That's it. That's all my little.
That's it. Follow us on TikTok.
Follow TikTok,
really love it.
YouTube, all that good stuff. Any deep thoughts?
Oh, this is good. Someone just sent it to me. This is really cool.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Deep thoughts, man. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I haven't really.
A pretty
been-
wild looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
No, it's totally crazy.
Quite
I'm-
insane.
Pretty badass.
It's totally crazy.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, for people listening, a K truck with turbos and rear steer and poked out wheels
some sort
and
of exoskeleton.
Yeah. It's cool as hell. And apparently, you might be able to talk to this guy.
I want to get into B for B.
You don't have a deep thought?
I don't have any deep thoughts.
Yes, get him for B.
I haven't been thinking deep lately.
Me either.
No, I haven't either. Gas is expensive. That was my deep thought.
Yeah,
Sure is.
times are tough.
Price of barrel of oil is going down, though.
It is. Interestingly enough,
Just
it
saw that.
has gone down, except the gas price is not. It's as if.
It's almost like they're not immediately connected when it goes down, but they are when it goes up.
Right.
Like all the oil in the ground they already own. All right.
Fascinating.
It really is. That's the deepest thought.
Yeah. Let's cue the shook.
Yeah.
I think it's this button.
I just don't understand why we just keep getting demonetized. Yeah. Do you motherfuckers
Well,
understand?
if we don't play that in the first 30 seconds, we're good. We're Gucci. We're
I
Gucci.
never, until I listened to the show, I never understood how long it is.
It's wicked long.
It's
the
for
longest.
so long.
It's so long. I love it.
When I was listening to it, like as a listener, I was like, "Oh, it's still going." Oh, but here you hear it differently. I don't know why, but
it's just a nice welcome little break. We do that for us.
Yeah, that's a little breath break.
Yeah. Get everything sorted.
What is Bucks for the Boys, you ask, besides a violent song that we've made up here with profanity all over the place?
Perhaps we'll make a country version coming up.
Seeing how we're never going to be the monetized podcast on YouTube, we ask that if you find any value in our podcast whatsoever, you can I throw some bucks for the boys at revivalmotoring.com/B4B, where you can do a standing donation, or you can go on the old PayPal on the old internet ski and send any random number of cash or cents, as it happens to be, to info@revivalmotoring.com. You throw a message on there. We'll read it no matter what it says. I'm trying to think what else you got. Oh, bucks for the boys. Hey, it's value for value. So, like, if you don't want to give cash, that's cool. But if you got any, like, car scoops, you want to send me a video of a turbo K truck with rear steer, I'm in. Any type of stuff. Funny videos, funny songs.
Supporting the YouTube.
Yeah, pictures we can blackmail Shook with.
Supporting the TikTok.
Yeah, you want to support our TikTok? That'll help.
Did you just throw up in your mouth?
I think I just threw it in my mouth a little bit. But anyways, revivalmotoring.com/B4B. We appreciate everything. We're not going behind a paywall and doing any of that silly shit. We just figure we can keep this baby rolling and keep us accountable to no one but us, which is the actual genius of this whole thing, by going through donations and such. So
helps us keep the lights on.
It sure does, and they're still on.
And if you're a B4B sub, you get some stuff in the mail every now and again. I'm waiting on new air fresheners to arrive.
Nice. So we're gonna have some special prizes for you guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen the shipping notification yet, but it should be pretty soon.
Excellent.
Hopefully next week.
And then we do have a rating system, if you will,
A metric
to tell us how we've done on our previous episode, and we call that bucks per listen. Maybe someday we'll have to change that. But yeah, we call it bucks per listen. And we take a secret mathematical formula where we take how many people listened to the last podcast, how many bucks we got, do something with it, and find out how many bucks per listen
we
got.
send it to Brian at NASA.
Oh, send it to Brian at NASA?
Where Brian came from, but
Brian calculates
Me
it.
either.
He's on the space station.
Oh,
Well,
name.
we got his contact because George left.
yeah.
And he
George.
lets us know how we're doing.
And Brian tuned in this week to let us know we are operating at an optimal 9 cents a listen.
Oh, that's up again.
Wow.
It's up
9
again.
cents a
2
listen is
weeks
pretty
straight.
good.
2 weeks.
So,
Climbing.
wow, 9 cents a listen?
There we go.
We're
Brian
almost
cooking
double
the
digits.
books.
We're almost back in double digits.
Almost a dime piece.
It's almost as if Corey and I not being here raised.
Beneficial.
It was beneficial to the whole podcast.
Yep, the people love me. They've spoken.
The people have spoken. 9 cents a listen.
Love or
that's pretty hard.
hate.
It's a love-hate.
Yeah. I
Love
think
to
so.
hate.
So rather than
Nobody
getting
hates you. I'm just kidding.
a large coffee at Starbucks, always get a medium and send us 9 cents. Send us your savings. We
I
will
mean,
literally
seriously.
take any donation.
Look at Starbucks will probably like give you that zing for what, a half hour at
Exactly.
most.
What do we give you?
Zing you for at least 2.5 hours.
For a good time, not a long
at
time.
least 2.5 hours.
I mean, times 3 to 4 shows a week.
Right. On top of, a couple of zings in between on YouTube.
There we are. Plenty
If
of
you
things.
really want to get into a zing, we'll zing you right on TikTok.
Yeah, we'll zing you right on the talk. We might get banned.
But yeah,
That's the old Bucks
Yeah,
and Boys. We
it's
have any
going up.
messages,
It's going
reviews?
up.
What
We got
do we
some
get?
messages.
We got some reviews as well.
Oh, cool. Couple quick messages here.
Let me hear one.
One from Jordan.Si.
Jordan.Si.
He just wrote, he is a new sub, and he wrote, since I'm
man.
buying a pack of socks each week because of the show, here's the commission.
New socks every day,
Here-
baby.
here is the commission for them. And then also
Appreciate it.
PayPal donation from Jay Halso.
Jay also.
And I believe this is because of Circle Jerks. He just wrote, not the number of the winner, the number of Alan Kowicki winning the
Alan
inaugural
Kowicki.
Phoenix race RIP. So I'm assuming that has to do with the Jerks and some NASCAR
I don't know what that means, but God bless.
Shouts.
T's and
shouts.
P's. We appreciate you.
Yeah, Norm's in the chat. So he might understand what that means, but he'll
Norm
catch
probably
up.
knows.
Shouts P. Coots in the chat as well.
Yeah, chat's going off right now. Also, we don't mention that you can, pretty much at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we go live on YouTube.
On Wednesdays, yeah.
And you can follow along and bullshit with us and everybody else in the chat, on the chat room.
It's funny. Like, we've talked about it, but I don't know if we've ever said that.
Yeah, and that's
Good
we
point.
should probably add that to the segment. So yeah,
Yeah,
if you want to
yeah.
contribute, just go in there and fuck with us in the chat. That's fine.
Yeah.
Get us banned from YouTube, you know?
In the meantime, you can go to, I believe it's only Apple as of right now, because you can't really leave a review on Spotify besides clicking 5 stars, and that's
Yep.
the only option. But you can leave us a review on Apple podcast, whatever it's called there, and we have one for this week.
Okay.
It is titled Best Podcast with a little handshake emoji.
Oh, love to see that.
Righteous.
It is none other than 5 stars, and it's left to us by Jojo32572101.
Jojo. Is that his full phone number?
It might be.
That's a social.
It might be.
Big shout to Jojo.
And it says, my favorite thing to listen to at work always leaves me dying for the next one. And the only reason I even have the podcast app on my phone gives me sensations that I have to talk to my doctor to describe.
is that
That's so
medical
good.
doctor or is that shrink?
Didn't specify.
Either
Family
one.
Doctor.
Didn't specify. So thanks, Jojo325722101.
Thank you, Jojo.
I definitely think you're a Russian bot, but I appreciate the review. So feel free to leave
Shouts. Shouts.
Yeah, big show. Can't be a Russian bot. They're banned from the internet now, buddy.
more. Now they have their farms.
Just like Hezbollah.
No, he's not
He's
not banned
Is he
either.
still getting up?
Oh my
he's
God,
hanging out
bigger
with
than ever.
Barstool.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's going to be an interview.
he's bigger than ever. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good for him. Glad he got out.
I think he's stateside.
T's and P's.
Yeah.
T's and P's. Well, that's it. Anyways, Bucks for the boys.
Let's
ReviveBowling.com/B4B.
cue these other boys. Tim Connor's in the chat
Yes.
asking P. Coots how loud the fender exit on the truck is.
Yes.
That fender exit is actually the wastegate dump.
Oh.
So the
Pro level.
exhaust.
Pro level move.
So the exhaust gets
I like
dumped
that.
in front of the rear wheels, which actually you can see where it gets dumped if you watch the YouTube video.
Yeah. Watch
'Cause
the
I took
YouTube
a little
video. You'll
clip of,
find out there.
Yeah. And you can probably hear how loud everything is in the YouTube video as well.
Yes. You should watch it multiple times and smash that like and subscribe
Fucking
button. Hit the bell.
Destroy it.
Murder it.
Leave a comment.
Drop an elbow on that like
Shouts.
button.
The Subaru STI
Yes.
is dead
Thank God.
with an ICE motor
Yes.
for now.
What did you think was going to happen? You think they were actually going to make it good for the first time in its history?
We have a proposition for you, actually. Wait, do we? I don't know.
Hold on. Subaru did say that regulations were tightening so quickly that the STI would be too short-lived to release, which doesn't make any sense because people are still putting out sports cars. But sounded right.
Well-performing ones at that.
Sounded good at the time. Yeah, with much more horsepower. Okay.
This comes from our friend, John at bagriders.com.
Oh, John at Bag Riders.
And I think it is, I hope I'm not preemptive with this, but in his message, it is pretty clear. He just says, I have an idea.
Yes.
I'll try to remember to write in on Wednesday, but in case I forget, I'm telling you now.
Okay.
My idea is a challenge for Chuck specifically.
Yep.
You can't tell him about this early, which I didn't.
Okay.
For every nice thing Chuck can say about the Subaru Sti within 60 seconds, he will donate $5 to the B4B.
Oh, I don't need money that bad.
Step up to step up to the plate. The boys are counting on you.
I think we get listeners to donate $5. I mean, to everything bad I can say about it. I guess they're great for Western Massachusetts drivers. They look better than a Yugo. They look decent in the comparison pictures next to Evos that look good.
I think you achieved one.
They have 4-wheel drive, which is
That's not something nice to
thing.
say.
That's a statement.
That's just a fact.
I like World Rally Blue. I like the color.
That's true.
There we go. The
Yep.
pink brake things. Big into that.
Pink brake things.
Yeah. It has Recaro seats, which are good.
Yep. There we go.
They are great for the head gasket industry.
Oh, excellent for the head gasket industry.
Keeping
They're
mechanics.
keeping a lot of people employed, which I
Yeah.
think is, we should thank them for their service.
Shout out
That's
to
pretty
Del Bono.
incredible.
Matter of
Yeah.
fact, there's a handful of Subaru technicians and people I know that said, "Wow, there goes my job."
Yeah, we got great Subaru technician friends that it pays their bills, so that's
Yep.
good. I think that's. Oh no, it's got BBS wheels. Those are good.
I think you hit your minute.
I think that's a
Over
bit. There you go.
There we go. We'll let
There you
John count that up.
Well,
He can determine.
Thanks for the cash,
I
buddy.
think you might have got one or two.
I said a lot of good things.
I think they can go the next EV iteration of the STI. I think looks better than a Yugo is 100% what they should market it as.
Yes. Hey, STI looks better than a Yugo. Yeah.
It's just it screams an 80s ad.
There's just not a lot of cars that looks better than, if we're going to be honest.
The newer ones. No,
Yeah,
not at
no.
all.
What does the newer STI look better than? There's a question for the audience, for you guys. What car does the current generation, the previous generation STI look better than? And you don't even have to talk. I'm not even talking about competitive cars in its vehicles.
Just in general.
In general, what does it look better than?
Waiting for anyone to chime in with anything.
I think
Currently, it looks better than walking.
looks better. Depends how you look. But vehicles, what does it look better than? Bing, 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 bing. It looks just like a Dodge Dart. Oh, no, that's the new WRX. I think does every car on the road currently look better than the current generation Subaru STI?
I'm trying to think of the worst car ever and imagine myself driving that in the new STI.
Yeah, but the Aztec has a little flair to it. But I'm talking current.
The Aztec was something individual, you know.
Yeah, something different. You could camp in the back.
Toyota Echo is that? I don't think it's not a current generation vehicle.
Yeah, not
also,
current
it wasn't a
generation.
bad looking car either.
But it definitely looks better than it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I didn't mind the Toyota.
I mean, obviously, we got way more viewers, and I love you guys live that listen to the podcast. But write us in. What's a current generation car that the previous STI looks better than?
Current gen. Let's call it same model year. Whatever. I'd assume 2020.
Yeah, something you could buy right now.
I assume
that the
2021.
STI looks better than. That looks worse than the STI.
Right.
Because I don't think any Subaru looks worse than the STI.
Oh, what about the big ones?
The ass end?
The
No
tall
man's
ones.
land?
The ass end.
Yeah.
Looks like a Ford Explorer, but low. I mean, better than STI for sure. Any Buick?
Any Buick?
I don't know. Oh, yes, there is a Buick. The
With the-
Buick
with the
front-wheel
double
drive
tails?
truck. Whatever that thing is, the super small Buick CUV, I would agree that looks similarly bad to the STI.
The Encore?
Yes, the Encore.
Encore is pretty bad.
Or as we know it as the Buick Latrine.
Not for lacrosse.
I just realized that I didn't remember that Buick even made cars anymore.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
just SUVs. No actual cars. No actual
No cars
sedans or
anymore?
coupes. I don't see it. Yeah. Oh wait.
Let's just go by
unless-
brand. Does Ford make anything? Ford definitely doesn't make anything that looks worse than that.
No, Ford makes a lot of
None
stuff
of the
that
German
looks pretty good.
automakers make a car that looks worse than the STI. That's physical impossibility.
Mitsubishi doesn't.
And they make some atrocious vehicles.
Mitsubishi's, even that little thing.
I
was
think the
tolerable.
Mitsubishi might look a little better than the SDI.
Oh, the what is it? The Mirage?
Yeah, Koreans have been knocking it out of the park recently, so I'm not
Really?
going to get into the Korean
Right,
vehicle.
the design stuff, yeah.
American, English. English cars are all right. Italian. I mean, are there any small brands in far-off nations that we're not thinking about?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
If there
The
are, we're not
Mirage.
thinking about them because we don't know them.
The Mirage?
The
Can I see a Mirage? Shook, can I see a Mirage?
Mitsubishi Mirage, the new one, Shook.
2022 Mirage?
I don't want to
Yes.
go down a path here, but I'm just trying to figure it out. I also think I'm undoing any of that bucks for the boys' money, but I did say two nice things, apparently. Mirage.
There's the Mirage and Mirage G4.
If I'm honest, I'd rather drive this than this.
Actually, that picture, I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Ooh, I don't know. What's
It's
up with that
pretty
red,
bad.
that
It's the
red grill?
color.
Could you
think it's
bring
the
up the
color.
SDI, please?
I think it's the color.
That's good and white. Let's have a nice at the.
Oh my God, what is that?
Well, that's
That's the pinnacle. I don't think there's a 2022. I think you got to go to
yeah, I think it's
2021.
2021.
All you're gonna find is renders.
Right, because the 2022
No, that's too many.
WRX
That's too many years
Yeah,
in the
well,
future.
It's very far away.
2.1.
It hurts my eyes.
I think that white one to the right is the
Yeah, there you go.
pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one. I rest my case.
Wait, I thought I had the big stupid fucking fender thingy.
Yeah, me too.
What's big?
that's the new WRX. That has
Oh.
the big stupid.
yeah.
fender
No,
thingy.
this is the new. This
Yeah,
is the,
you need to go
So-
back to yeah.
that's it.
This is the one.
I mean, nothing looks worse. It looks like remember the Saturn made that red line thing.
Well, there's
Kind of looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
any real photos.
I mean,
in
these
there?
are literal press shots, and it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look anywhere near as bad as I expected.
Yeah, I'm recording.
Yeah, but
on
what
that.
looks worse than it?
The other thing.
You think
they
that
make
Mitsubishi?
with all, no, the other thing with all the cladding on the side.
Which is the
That's
new
also another
Oh,
Subaru.
that's the
new
new Subaru.
WRX.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, so it
That's
looks
what I had in
better
my
than the new
mind.
WRX.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
In my mind, I was like, that's actually not as bad as what I had envisioned.
Yeah,
so.
no, the new WRX.
Oh,
is
new
fucking
Integra?
dog shit.
Oh, there we go.
but
New
that's
Integra.
not
Tim
a
Connors wrote that.
that's not apples to apples
What do you mean?
No, that doesn't matter.
because that's going to be too new. That's going to take the crown for
That's
new.
not out yet, too.
That's going to take
not
the
out yet.
crown for new ugly. You know
Yeah,
what
anyways,
I
I
mean?
don't know. We've gone through all the countries. I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but would you rather drive the WRX or the Integra?
Integra, obviously.
The dumpster wheel well.
See so that's another car. Like that WRX is supposedly pretty spicy meatball, even though it doesn't look
It looks like a spicy toaster oven.
pile of dung.
Yeah.
But-
Mazda 3? Get out of here.
No,
Oh, no, I
the
like the
Mazda
Mazda
ones.
too.
Yeah, the Mazda looks
that
pretty
those
good.
new Mazda hatchbacks are pretty tight.
Yeah, I think they're pretty tight as well. Okay,
Decent.
anyways, we should get off this.
Yeah.
non-news
Give us your opinion. You
Yeah.
know, send us a message, DM us, whatever you got to do.
story.
So yes, the STI ICE is dead. EV will come eventually.
It's going to be that too.
Yeah.
Speaking of ugly EV and ugly new cars, BMW released pictures of the new 7 Series today.
The teaser
I think they
photos,
leaked the teaser photos.
Yeah.
You'll be glad to know there's lots of grill. And in an absolute gut shot to me, they made the kidney grills light up.
what does it look like here?
Shook, can you bring up the
I
new
haven't seen
BMW
it.
7 Series?
Yes, sir. Just grab
And
my
there's
Reese's.
also an all-electric i7 being announced in April. And that's going to have a 305-mile range. But unfortunately, its kidney grill will also light up.
What
Is that their new thing now? The light up kidney grills?
I mean, I guess this is a teaser shot of what they roll out most of their stuff on. So, yeah.
Which one
And
is
it's
it?
also the most powerful 7 Series ever.
7 Series EV?
Yeah, BMW 7 new or...
Teases next generation. Just hit next generation BMW 7 Series.
Oh, there we go. It is, yeah, I don't know. Nah, spy
No,
shots and
just-
video, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be.
No, that's spy
wait.
shots. No, it's the teaser photos. Get out of here. That actually doesn't look as bad as the teaser photos made it look. Rendered. It's right here. Up right below that ad article you clicked on.
That's it right there. This one? That
Nope.
pictures of light up grills and
There it
we
is. So those grills light up, which I
Yeah.
think is terrible.
It doesn't do it for me, that's for sure.
It looks like that concept that
I don't
they
know what
had.
that is. I don't know what that
Those
is.
are all from. That's all from that concept.
Oh wow.
That's a
What
render.
the fuck is that?
But anyways, I just don't like light up grills. I don't like light up emblems. I don't like light up stuff. I know it's
Light
stuff
up
is electric,
seats.
so you have to light everything up now. Yeah, my car, you unlock it, the stupid M things light up. It looks dumb.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh boy, here he is
My
again.
goodness, shook.
So anyways, that's coming, and then they're gonna make the they're making the full electric one called the i7, which shouldn't be confusing when they have to make Xi7 or i7X or it's gonna all work out.
What
in
is
there.
it? The
those of you who are
nomenclature?
driving
Is that what they call it? However they.
Yeah, but isn't the i5 an SUV?
What's the thing I thought I said I liked? No one else liked. Some electric BMW thing.
i3, which
No.
is a
I don't
Q.
even know the name of it.
i4. I don't know. Too
It's-
many eyes. Too
Anyways,
many eyes.
i7's coming, so everybody get ready.
I don't know. I guess they had to make it electric, but I don't know why they had to change the way it looked.
Yeah.
Maximum 378 miles. I wonder how much that vehicle weighs.
Yeah, well, you know what they do? They put out their electrical estimates, and then they get tested, and they get knocked way down, which has happened to them a bunch. So,
Ranged aside, just physically, like,
oh, how much does 7 Series electric weighs?
yeah,
8,000 pounds.
it has to be. Because it probably weighs 5,500 pounds without batteries.
I would think so. Yeah, probably a little
Didn't
more.
we look
I mean,
up? What the hell was it? There was something.
John,
that
you know a
was
little something about
astonishing.
batteries. I mean, they're pretty heavy, no?
Yeah, I'd probably say the battery pack in that thing's at least 1,000 pounds, probably closer to 1,500.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so you're looking at a 7,000 pound monster at the end of the day.
that is unreal.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that is absolutely unreal. Let's see. I want to see its current weights.
I think we looked up its current weights before, and we were like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Oh, so 4,200 to 4,800 pounds.
That's a little light
currently.
guy.
So then, if you tack on, like you said, another 1,000 to 1,500 pounds, I mean,
Pushing 6,000
pounds.
Yeah,
Solid 3 tons.
it's a heavy-
That's a full size third row family SUV.
yes.
Wow. There's some serious stuff getting there to move it.
Gonna wear through those tires. Speaking of tires,
Yeah.
this is a little piece of news that I titled "Assholes."
Yes, assholes. We've been waiting for those all night.
Just got to keep them waiting. I almost was hesitant to even bring this up because I don't even want to. I don't know. Give them their 5 minutes, if you will.
Oh wow.
Tire extinguishers deflate hundreds of SUV tires across 13 UK locations.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
There's an actual website. I won't even say what it is.
Yep.
But their thing is, we are tire extinguishers, and I'm reading this. We are people from all walks of life with one aim: to make it impossible to own a huge polluting 4x4 in the world's urban areas. We are defending ourselves against climate change, air pollution, and unsafe drivers. We do this with a simple tactic: deflating the tires of these massive, unnecessary vehicles, causing inconvenience for their owners. Deflating tires repeatedly and encouraging others to do the same will turn the minor inconvenience of a flat tire into a giant obstacle for driving massive, killer vehicles around our streets.
Or they just continue to drive it anyway, make it less efficient.
We're taking this action because governments and politicians have failed to protect us from these huge vehicles. Everyone hates them apart from the people who drive them, which is a lot if you pay any attention to anything, you fucking idiots.
That's in the UK.
This is in the UK.
A lot less sporting supplies in the UK.
The last couple, we want to live in towns and cities with clean air and safe streets. Politely asking and protesting for these things has failed. It's time for action.
These fucking idiots should start sinking cruise ships.
This
That was
is-
my first thought.
They're
Start
the same
sinking
mouth
ships.
breathers getting on them.
we have their last line. We have no leader. Anyone can take part.
Yeah, we understand.
Wherever you are, using the simple instructions on this website.
And you have to teach people how to deflate tires.
Right,
Yeah, that's
because
fucking unbelievable.
It sounds about the
Those guys had any brain. I'm not even going to say what I would say.
there's a lot I want to say.
Oh, no. It was a more effective way to flatten a tire for longer. But and I know you're all thinking it. But I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I mean,
There's articles to go on this website.
I guess if they're going around flattening electric Hummer tires, I get it. It's hilarious.
There's
But if you're just
Well, those don't exist. So,
So if you're flattening electric, if you're flattening like Mazda SUVs tires, like that's rough, man.
you say that, right? They don't even know how to spot an SUV because there's a whole article here on this website that says how to spot an SUV in case you don't know. SUVs are 4x4s.
This is typical activist bullshit. This is just no idea what they're fighting for.
They are easy to recognize because they are much larger than ordinary cars, towering above them and taking up huge amounts of space. Some common but not universal characteristics of SUVs are high ground clearance, greater distance between the ground and the chassis of the car, taller than most cars, cozier or larger tires than normal.
Do you
Did
think
you say cozier?
It did.
does it not occur to them that people aren't just going to leave their tires flat? They're going to have to call a service to come inflate their tires, which will pollute more.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have to run an air compressor to inflate their tires, which will pollute more. It's literally
Or
not.
just drive it anyway, which will
Or just
pollute
drive it,
more.
or which will pollute more. I just don't. I think there's better ways to do it.
So what do they list as their preferred method of deflation?
Well, it's funny you say that because there's also a how to deflate an SUV tire. This says
It's really a top tier website. I can see.
our aim is to make it possible to own a huge blah, 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 blah. We
Yeah.
know. You already reiterated that on the first fucking page. It's quick and easy. Anyone can take part.
What's a huge SUV? Like a Suburban?
No, they list basically a bunch of CUVs and up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think they should make like fart gas for the tire,
To release.
the air guns.
Well, generally it smells pretty fucking fishy depending upon how long the tire's in there. I mean, the
for
air's
sure,
in there.
but they should fill them with some dirty shit. So when they go to deflate them,
Get sprayed
some
all over.
fucking-
just get sprayed by like
Some
fart
stink
gas.
gas.
Fart gas.
Let's see. Oh, step 1. Locate an SUV.
Okay.
that's-
There we go.
That's a good place to start.
2. Unscrew the cap on the tire valve.
Okay.
This
Where's the tire valve?
oh my God, I can't even believe they wrote this. This is usually very easy to find on the wheel. Usually you turn the cap to the left to unscrew it, right to tighten it. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loose.
Is this like the Onion?
No, I think this is, so
It's about the same
This
size
is-
as your penis.
this is, what's that word? Corroborated?
This isn't satire.
No.
This isn't
is
satire.
real.
This
I read
isn't like
too.
Because
Hard
there's
Times?
there's actual other news organizations that put out the story about these people.
What do you do after you open the cap?
To get
does,
the air-
does the air just come right out when you open the cap?
To get the air out of the tire, there must be something pushing down on the pin located in the center of the valve. Wait a sec. I don't know. Drop a small bean. We like green lentils, but you can experiment with
this is bullshit.
couscous.
Oh, so it's
the bits
no,
of
it's-
gravel inside
It's organic.
inside the valve cap. Right. You
So
need,
because none of these people have keys.
you need
Yeah.
an organic bean. Replace the cap, screwing it on with a few turns until you hear air hissing out. Even if it's only hissing out a little bit, that's enough. It will deflate slowly. The whole process should take about 10 seconds. Then print this leaflet at home, in an internet cafe, at the library, wherever, and leave it under the windscreen wipers so that the owner is aware that the car is unusable and gets an explanation as to why this has been done.
So now I can just throw that on the ground. I wouldn't do that. I don't like littering. But
Yeah, they're
Is he gonna
printing.
tell
they're using
them-
paper. It's
you keep using it. Keep printing.
keep printing, please.
Honestly, did they say that it takes about 10 seconds to completely deflate the tire?
No, it
no,
takes
no.
10 seconds to put your bean in the
In
tire.
the valve.
To flick it, put it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, to flick
So,
a
so
bean.
these guys have never heard of a valve stem wrench, apparently.
No.
Right. Or just anything in
Yeah,
general.
because you could really ruin a day if you knew what you were doing.
If you knew that, yeah.
If you had a
One in
pair
my
of
car all the
dikes,
time.
you could just tape it right off.
Exactly. You just
when you
nip
were
the tip.
when you were done, anonymously let the local press know what you've done,
Oh, God.
where you've done it, and why. You can use a free, secure email like blah 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 blah
Oh,
blah.
typical.
Proton mail.
Yeah, exactly. You can't show your face. Got to hide behind the
Yeah,
the internet.
that's how you stand by it. By
Yeah.
not telling everybody. And yeah.
And then there's more and more and more, and it just says where to send a report, et cetera, et cetera. Here's video demonstrations, all that sort of stuff. Oh, you can practice on a bicycle tire first.
Yeah, but then how are you going to get to the SUV if your bike's flat?
Gonna use your vegan shoes to walk over there.
Oh, geez. Well, now I've done it. I can't get to the vehicle.
No. I'm going to have to run an air compressor. That's against my ethics.
Also notes, work under the cover of darkness.
Oh, there you go.
Bring some friends, split into pairs to avoid conspicuously large groups.
Real heroes.
Hybrids and electric cars are fair game.
All right.
We cannot electrify our way out of the climate crisis. There are not enough rare earth metals to replace everyone's car, and the mining of these metals causes suffering. Plus, the danger to the other road users still stands, as does the air pollution.
You know what would be a better way to save the earth from pollution is to kill yourself.
Is there contact information?
There is. Yeah, there is. I thought about asking if they wanted to come
You
on.
take up so many resources just being a human. If humans are the problem, just do us a favor.
Yeah.
Just have at it.
I mean, If you really boil it down, that's what the AI is going to figure out as soon as we let it, and then we're fucked. So you might as well get out of here before that happens.
Just so you know, they did put a couple asterisks at the bottom in bold, if you will.
Yep.
Avoid cars clearly used for people with disabilities, traders'
now I
cars,
know my trick. I'm going to be limping everywhere.
minibuses, and normal-sized cars. So they do have a
Like Lamborghinis and stuff.
a conscious. I really hope this is fake, but again,
It's not.
there's
When
a
you
bunch
hit that
of
lentil bean, I was out.
right. But there's a
how you know it's
handful.
real?
You can search this and like, oh, this is kind of a thing, and people are getting these notes.
I'm going to be the kidney bean guy.
Who is that to be like? Who wrote that? That was like, yeah, I have lentil beans lying around, so everybody else should.
Well, that should tell you everything.
Clearly.
What a fucking torque bitch. Like, how do you? It could be anything. A bobby pin.
Don't give
Right, we
me
don't want to
ideas,
teach them.
A stick?
We don't want to teach them. Yeah.
No.
No, but
so
you got to stick around if you do that.
Pull a
If you
quinoa
put a
bean out of your pocket.
if you pull a quinoa bean
Yeah.
and you put it in there, it's going to drain itself, and you
Is-
don't have to stick
yeah.
around to
Is
get your
that
ass kicked.
that's
Yeah.
not cooked, right? Because they
Use
get
your
soft.
fucking-
when
You
they're
don't want it cooked.
Yeah,
Definitely.
uncooked.
Just say how long to cook
I
it.
was gonna say, are all these beans uncooked? Or
Yeah. Why don't you use your needle dick instead? Fucking dipshit.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that stinks.
yeah. There's that.
It's incredible somebody's that mad.
I just, very angry. They're just yelling at screens constantly.
Well, here's what made him mad, boys. You ready?
Yep.
Tesla raised its prices across the range today
Again.
Oh, good. I got some Tesla news.
between 5 and 10%. It's the second price increase in less than a week. The long range stuff increased last Wednesday, and they're saying it is inflation pressure. Inflation is not real; it's transitory in raw materials. So, don't worry about that.
I don't know if this is correct, but I think I forgot what the. Oh, where is it? Do I have it saved? I could have swore I had it saved. Maybe
Stuff's
not.
getting more expensive, so are Teslas.
Yeah, instantly like going.
Yeah,
up a
because they
lot.
sell them online. That's why he's kind of got the whole market.
Model Y started at like $39.9,
Yeah.
and now it's up to 63. I think 62.
I have
something
good
like
news
that.
for you.
Whoa. What happened?
I'll tell you why. So Tesla
Yep.
seems determined to extend its dominance in the highly lucrative electric vehicle market.
Right.
Elon Musk's firm wants to push its advantage over its competitors as much as possible. Legacy automakers like GM, Ford are still making the transition to electrification. However, young guns like Lucid and Rivian are finding it hard to manage their production rates. Obviously, we've talked about that a bunch. So the Musk team has quietly obtained clearance from the EPA to provide a variant of the SUV Model Y. We don't have any details more about this, but we do know that its range configuration will be 279 miles and an all-wheel drive platform. So it's going to be all-wheel drive, but a lower mile range than the lowest Model 1 that's currently listed.
Yep.
So although that price is going up, you might still be able to get a Model Y.
Might be.
Oh, they
Yeah.
might slip a cheap model in.
Cheap
Yeah.
model in,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty rad.
Yeah.
Although price is going up, you get cheaper models.
There's at least still an option.
Yeah. Sell you a cheap one.
So it is not available on their website yet, and they just gained clearance from the EPA, I guess, in order to produce it. Tesla currently sells two versions of the Model Y, the long range with 330 miles and the performance with 303 miles. The new one will be a Model Y SUV with all-wheel drive with a range of 279 miles. So
Is
it's
this
just
where they put the same battery in and just degrade the mileage?
pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you can pay to unlock it at a later date. I don't know how that works.
It's probably how it works.
But it's unclear whether it'll be produced in Austin or in the Gigafactory in Berlin.
Gigafactory.
Officially open on March 22nd, so ordering will begin then.
Oh, so there's no information about it at all, but you're going to be able to order it
Next week.
The vehicle's already
in
made,
like 8 days. It's pretty wild, though.
so you just
Right, if it's just the software,
reflash it to something else.
What's
Right.
you think? What price you saying? I'm saying $15,000.
No, that'll.
Just fucking come out and
If Model
dominate.
Y is starting at
Uh,
like 62,
Is it starting
Model
at 62?
Y, so they started at 59,990 for the long range, and the performance is at 64,990. That's what this website quotes it at.
I was gonna say, how old's that article?
2 days ago.
Okay.
So
Well,
I got a buddy with a
They
Model
probably,
Y.
they probably are putting
it.
a smaller battery in it because the Model 3 standard range, I've seen the pack apart, and the modules are all shorter. They don't fill the full car. So
So physically, dimensionally, it'll be smaller.
no, it's in the same housing.
Okay,
They just don't put as much battery in it.
fair enough.
So this is 11 hours ago. Breaking Tesla has once again increased the price of the Model Y in the U.S. Here are the changes from $59,990 to $62,990 for the long range, from $64,990 for the performance to $67,990.
So you think this comes out of like 55?
That's what I was going to say. High
Yeah.
50s.
It's still expensive as hell.
Not cheap. Not cheap.
Yeah.
Not cheap. However, the Model Y, I dig it.
Yeah.
It's like a little egg on wheels.
It really
It
is. It
Yeah,
is.
I don't
The
know.
X is like the true egg on wheels.
Yeah,
right?
big egg.
I saw
Maybe
somebody.
a goose egg, some may say.
Ben brought a Model X last week.
Did he really?
Yeah. Made it dance for us.
Son of a bitch.
Played the Christmas song.
I was at the old club the other night, and some guys were out in the parking lot making their Model Y dance.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's wrong with this world?"
It's a thing. Couldn't believe it was doing
Drinking
it.
going on in here, boys.
Shook seen it. He was impressed.
The Model X can. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Model X makes it pop.
Yeah.
Is that what Ben's driving?
That was his loaner
In the meantime.
from Tesla.
Oh,
The
right.
interior is
Son.
fucking crazy in there, man.
He's got a 3,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
give him an X as a loaner.
Yeah.
the windshield like goes
Tough.
way past
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
it
it
should.
had like
Yeah.
terrible glare issues when it first came out.
Yeah, it's like really disorienting, but like the interior was cool as shit. I think I would drive the
Spacious.
shit out of one.
That's cool.
In other EV news, Rivian, they talked about their price increase. They're rolling back their big price increase on pre-orders after a customer backlash. So that's after they announced a $12,000 price increase on its quad motor models. And after some upset customers for probably not having a vehicle, but also having to pay more for a vehicle they don't own yet.
I think it's a bad move for
took it back.
Rivian. I think that would have been great for Rivian because it could have backed off how many pre-orders they have and maybe actually
Yeah.
been able to make those pre-orders in
That
the
was
next 100 years.
My point of that whole thing is that like maybe they would have lost, say 50% of their orders, just call
Yeah.
it 50%. Now that it's an achievable number for them to actually fulfill,
Yeah.
and now then happy customers would have gotten them.
And potentially have stock.
Yeah,
That's, obviously after fulfilling those orders, but
it's not gonna happen.
it's going to be
Also,
interesting.
Rivian stock is dropping faster than a boulder out of a plane.
Yeah, it's I think people are starting to realize.
Yeah.
Luce is not too far behind, so
Yeah,
that's
I think
tanking
people are
fast.
starting to realize that too.
Information on the new Tegra, Teggy,
Teggy.
the little guy. 200 horsepower, 1.5 turbo 4. I believe same thing as the Civic Si. $30,000. Will come in a manual. However, if you want the manual, you're going to have to pony up for the top trim A-spec and advanced packages. As the base cars will all come with the CVT.
CVT?
Its engine whack.
What?
That's a great video.
Whack.
Yeah.
Its features whack. Its design whack. Dude.
There's like a funny video of this guy just standing in the street screaming about. He's like, what does he actually
I
say?
think he's talking about his ex-girlfriends or like his neighbor or whoever he's yelling at. Like he's like, his clothes whack. His taste whack. It's
just
hilarious.
funny.
So, pre-order is open right now. And if you want to pre-order this thing, the first 500 get a special NFT.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get an Acura Integra
Wow,
So
NFT.
special it's worth
Not
it.
fucking there.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Exactly. Not fucking there. Yeah, that's perfect.
My brother bitches about the CVT in his wife's car all the time.
I can imagine
I
how
went to
poor it
Subaru,
is,
so it's probably the worst one.
but like how poor it is magnified over such a big vehicle.
Right.
You know?
Because CVT in my Polaris,
Bellissimo.
perfect. And it's faster than that Ascent. So, I don't know. I think they do a little better.
I'm thinking they just. That's never gonna happen. But they should probably just throw that car away.
Just get it out of delete it.
All of it.
just
It's
get
so
rid of it.
bad. All of it. Is
Just
so
get rid
bad.
of it. Some other news. I thought this was cool. I don't know if or when we will see it, but the Nürburgring has received its safety approval up to Formula One standards once again.
Wow.
Oh,
Is that
really?
because of the new updates and repairs?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow.
So it was given the FIA Grade 1 safety certificate, keeping it eligible to host Formula One in the future. Yeah, that's about it.
Wow, F1 there would be wild. That'd
Yeah.
be really cool. Speaking of which, F1 this weekend.
Ooh. I haven't watched any of the new season.
I haven't yet either.
I'm just kind of stalling, but there's a lot. This is the weekend. This is the weekend it all starts.
Yeah.
It all comes together.
All kicks off this weekend.
Another small little tidbit. Nissan GTR is no longer available in Europe. You know, that is what it is.
T's and P's.
Yep.
There just wasn't enough time to buy it if you wanted one.
Yeah.
They only gave him like
That 12 years.
12 years
12
to
years
buy.
stint.
You didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That is all my news. I'm good.
I'm also out of
Yeah,
news.
that wasn't too much. I had one little thing about the new Lexus LFA 2, and then I looked at it and decided I wasn't interested.
Perfect.
Yeah. I looked at it. I was like, this isn't as cool as what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
know
it's
what?
cool, but like, I just don't care enough to really kind of read about it, go into it.
I saw an NSX this morning.
Older
A new one, a red
Newer
one.
Yep.
Looks fucking cool. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen them before, but I haven't seen them on the road.
Red?
Yeah.
Red's a good color for it.
It looked really cool.
Red's an exceptional color
The
for it.
actual Type S one that they came out with
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
is supposed to be, well, there's that one
I raced
that's
them.
been around. There's supposed to be the Type S one, but the model, the quantity made for that is far less. But everybody's like, this is the NSX that should have been made.
Yeah.
Like this, the Type S one blows it out of the water.
I was like, too bad there's some asshole in a souped-up SUV to race this guy.
Cha-ching.
No, I just watched it go by. It looked really cool.
Yeah. Last big bit of news, which is not on my notes,
Whoa.
but a huge congratulations goes out to
Yeah.
Mr.
Our very
Corey.Si,
Yep.
Mr. Garrett, and the whole Project Syncbug team for setting a goal and reaching it. Third time's a charm.
Exceeding it.
Exceeding it.
Exceeding it.
You guys finished the Mint 400.
Finished them in 400. 2 complete laps.
Yep.
189 miles. Took just under 11 hours.
Jesus.
We have 9 hours of in-car footage.
Yep.
Do what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're just going to play the whole thing, put it right on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Chuck it right on there.
It's going to be about
Demonetize this.
250 ads in between. But
Shook,
yeah,
I
it'll be
threw a video in the private Discord. It's like 15 seconds. You can play it.
There's a 15-second video we can see?
Yeah, it's the most important of the bunch.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
great. Oh, yeah,
we
it's from Nick.
have achieved what we set out to do, or what we set out to do this year, and it's time to set new goals for next year.
Obviously.
Way to ruin it, Chuck.
Actually, yeah, I won't get into what I was going to ask, but there it is. There's Project Syncbug crossing the finish line.
Yep.
We'll post that video to our Instagram today while you're listening to this. So
Now, the funny part of this whole thing, and the video cuts out, is we thought that was the finish line. It's not.
was not.
It's not.
Was it 100 miles further up the course?
No. So we come over that hill, flames go off. We're both losing our fucking minds. Just,
We fucking did it!
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Peeing on each other.
Oh, yeah.
No,
guys, it was a bit of
peeing, no
pee.
peeing. We were good.
Victory piss.
Yeah. No, we were good. To go over and we see to the right, there is the stage. Everyone who's finished is all over there. And we're like, how do we get over there now?
Yep.
Because we've seen it during the daytime. It's all blocked off. You can't drive over there. And we're just slowing down. And then after a few seconds, we look up and we see at the next jump, the third jump, there's a big finish line up there. We were like, holy shit, we have to go that way in order for like the actual lap to count and finish.
Yeah.
And then when we went up that hill, it looped us right back in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah. Made it happen. We went out. We did it. Was not without its,
Trials and tribulations.
yeah, was not without its difficulties for sure.
We're going to make another video. Like, we truly do have a shit ton of footage.
Yeah.
The car is back on the East Coast, I believe, as far as today. So we're going to work with Garrett and yourself, and we'll film another video.
Yeah.
Kind of hopefully hear all about it and tell the story. How was the feeling? Like, holy shit.
Of what? Of finishing?
Yeah.
You know, the last 25 miles felt like the longest part of the race. So from the last pit stop to the finish line, it's 25 miles.
Yep.
And we knew 25. We knew we weren't doing a third lap, so we knew like 25 miles. That was it.
Yeah.
And it took an hour and 1 minute to do that 25 miles.
Yep.
It's important to note that
Any idea of the average speed for that?
I don't. I think if you look it up, like
25 miles in 1 hour and 1 minute.
yeah. So
I'm just it just
do you want me to calculate the average speed for
no,
you?
no, I was
overall rate?
just
I was
curious
just say, Jesus.
if there's dry lake bed, what's
100
what's
miles
that?
an hour.
there is. The dry lake bed was in the last 25 miles. First time we went through it, we did about
Okay.
79 to 80 miles an hour.
Okay.
It was awesome. It kicked ass. It wasn't anywhere near the trophy trucks doing 150
Yep.
through it.
Oh.
Yep.
However, when we were crossing it, we were like, wow, this is going to be great to blow through at night, right? It's going to be cool. It's going to be dark because you can see way out in the distance. You can see the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
There's a roller coaster. You can see the flames shooting off as people cross.
Yeah.
Not cool at night. And it's not cool at night because you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you.
Because of the dust
No dust.
or just the darkness.
Just the darkness.
Oh,
Doesn't
wow.
matter what we had for lights. Driving flat out into nothing.
Yep.
It's a few miles, and at some point you have to turn left. You can't see where that left is. We can't see where that left is because 20 miles into the second lap, we lost our GPS. We had no radio communication the entire race. So it was old school.
Oh wow.
It was pitch black.
Just
head
looking
on
for
a
the
swivel.
North Star.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was
Holy
scary.
shit.
That's scary because it's
It
like
was scary.
you could just pop up and you're like, that was cactus.
I mean, what kind
There's the
of
Grand Canyon.
besides lizards,
There
are there any big deer?
Tweakers.
No, it's not animals. It's not animals we need to
Vegas,
worry
right?
about.
baby deer.
There are these power line towers in the middle that are probably maybe 150, 200 feet tall
Yep.
with like a 40-foot squared base.
Yeah.
No like reflective material on them at all. I mean, it's
Yeah.
game
You're
ending if
just
you hit it.
right if
And you can't see it until
you're
10 feet away
in
from you.
front of it.
You're in a
Right.
car older than you.
Older
Twice.
twice?
If you hit one of those.
Right.
fucking-
Right.
Yeah,
okay, so that's a thrilling end, if you will.
That's a
yeah,
hazard.
I mean, let's just say the last lap got real quiet.
Yeah.
Because like it was just eyes open.
Is it just silence and just fucking rattles and
Just you, Garrett, and Jesus and
Right.
that thing.
Yeah, really, is all it was. It's just,
Come on, buddy.
and it was just kind of like calling things out as we saw them, and kind of. It's also important to note like the course is totally different from the first time we went through.
Right.
Because a couple hundred cars have gone through it a few times already, so the course completely changes.
Right.
The ruts change, the turns change. Everything. Nothing's the same about it. So anything you memorized from the last lap is gone.
Yeah.
Now it's pitch black. I don't have GPS to
So
tell.
1,000 horsepower trophy trucks change the course around a little.
A little bit.
What's
That's
that?
what those rooster tails are doing.
What is
Yeah.
it called? Geology,
Yeah.
if you will.
Wild. dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little dodgy. So
You said you were cold.
brutally cold, like East Coast winter cold.
Is that cold?
Brutal,
No
windy,
shit.
and brutally cold. Like
in the desert, man.
vicious. It was way warmer in December.
No way.
Way warmer in December.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, pretty wild. From the last pit stop to there, I couldn't feel my feet. My hands were pretty much frozen solid. So
Yeah.
it was just,
You go to Burning Man?
What?
it was pretty brutal. Yeah,
What's that other one?
Coachella,
Coachella.
Coachella?
That's a
No.
quick stop. Coachella.
kind of like when we drive through the desert, kind of like what looks like Coachella looks like.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
How was it standing on the podium?
It was awesome. It was really, really cool to get up there. And it's funny because when you, during the day, the earlier finishes, like some of the like faster UTV classes, I mean, they're wrapping up laps in, I don't know, just over an hour a piece. So they're finishing their entire stint in maybe 5 to 6 hours.
Right,
You know?
Jesus.
So there's like a couple thousand people there, right? When they come up on the podium.
Yeah.
Well, it's 9:45 at night after racing started at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's almost 12 hours later, and there's 6 people there, 4 of which are our friends.
That's awesome, though.
It's amazing.
And one of which is a photographer we paid to be there. So it's cool, but it doesn't matter.
How
Right.
the UTVs finish first? Or
I
trophy
can't
trucks?
even-
Trophy trucks has to be so.
Trophy trucks, technically the unlimited trophy trucks run a different day than us.
Okay.
The limited,
That makes sense.
and by limited I mean like 700 horsepower and a limited of like maybe 16 to 18 inches of suspension travel instead of
Unlimited.
unlimited.
Right.
Those trucks run the same day as us, and we've got some good footage of those. Some of those running us down. We've
Yeah.
got some good footage of us bumping a Jeep off of the course. Just came up behind him, wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Sitting in the center of the track, wouldn't move left, wouldn't move right. So We went up on a bank to try and go around them, and I mean,
You pit maneuvered him?
At some
flipped
point,
him?
we came off the bank and went right into him, and there was a big like tire mark on the side of the fender from the Jeep.
That's awesome.
And just kept moving forward.
Poor team is
UTVs
still-
hammer through that thing, though?
Yeah, I mean,
That's fucking
In the
hilarious.
one clip I pulled up of the rear view, you know, they were driving for literally 3 seconds or whatever, and then there's just a UTV just flying up out of nowhere.
they come up on you and like it's nothing, and you look and you look and you look and nothing, and then boom, like flies right by. Yeah,
Jesus.
a lot of guys. So UTV guys are the best because they're like the most courteous of the bunch.
Yep.
So like you let them by, and the kind of what you're doing is you're finding a spot to like move over, keep moving, and let them by. But you don't need to give them a ton of room because they can go anywhere you want.
Yep.
So they'll just blow by you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
They
just
give you a honk and a wave, and they just keep motoring down. But like the big trucks, you really need to move forward because there's only so much room.
right.
And then some of the other people are kind of annoying,
Yeah.
like the military class.
Cheap guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fucking Jeep. I don't even know what class it was in.
Yeah.
Made me really angry. You might be able to hear me screaming in the video,
It's a no
like
class
these
now.
motherfuckers in the video. Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. I think next year, if there's a next year, we get to go next year. There'll be a bit of a different goal, and we'll have to shoot to achieve something different.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to combing through the footage, seeing it all, and putting it all together.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you kind of come up with and see what you dig out.
It's at least now you get some time in between races.
Yeah, we got a year now. I know. There's another race he'd mentioned he wanted to do. I think it's in Wisconsin, but it's not for 6 months or something.
It's
so.
that same like track based one, right?
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but
Okay,
and I don't think it really requires. It's like a small circuit type track thing,
Right.
So it doesn't really require like the same level of
Yeah, exactly.
work involved with the like a desert race.
Plenty of time to chuck that buggy on a trophy truck chassis.
Yeah, no chassis.
Well, we're psyched for you guys. It's awesome that you achieved the goal. You know, we talked about it last time. It was a big letdown the way it turned out, but now it's
Almost another big letdown. So
well, yeah, we'll get into that as we pull the story together.
yeah, hopefully we get to film that video pretty soon.
Yeah, within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Corey won.
Oh,
Big deal.
it's
a big deal for us.
I thought we had breaking news.
It was
or
6th or
something.
7th. I don't know. 6th or 7th. I don't know which one. It might have been a time penalty. I don't know. I have to bring up the official standings to see where we landed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that's cool though.
You won for us.
There were 14, so 50%.
Woo! There we go.
Broke top 10.
Love to see it.
Did break top 10.
Top 10,
yeah,
baby.
top 10.
It's it.
Did break top 10.
Top 10
so,
standing in the mid 400.
but like the top 3 cars were blazingly fast.
Really?
Like
You think they're
questionably
using,
fast.
Nitrous?
PETs?
Oh.
Performing enhancing drugs? PEDs?
No, just-
PEDs.
Oh,
HGH.
No
very well
dose?
sorted out car with giant balls.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. It's just it's a lot of time probably behind the wheel and a lot of preparation.
H.
Yeah, you're gonna need it after.
Are they,
Yeah,
just flat,
preparation
are they
A should
basically
be-
just flat out? Is that what you've...
Yeah, it's just it's a super well sorted car, and just knowing how to drive it
Yep.
is kind of thing. And I think Garrett has a ton of speed.
Yep.
I think it's just needing more seat time. I mean,
Seat
think
time,
about
yeah.
how much seat time he's had in that vehicle.
Right.
It's not a ton.
Love
Prior
those.
to this, it was 100 miles spread over the course of 2.5 years. So it's not a lot.
Right.
Or 2 years maybe. It's not a lot of seat time. Also, we're from the East Coast. These guys all live in the desert
And get
on the West
plenty
Coast.
of practice,
Desert
right?
guys.
And this is all they do. So being able to finish ahead of guys who are from the West Coast, who do live in the desert, who have done this for way longer than we have, is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck
I
it.
think even just finishing is just,
All the fenders
stood on
barely.
somewhat.
There you go.
Barely.
Again, because like in the video previously, and I'm sure we'll see it in this one, just the terrain. Actually, that's the terrain-wise. A little less brutal this time?
Nope.
Same thing. Okay.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. No. Any gigantic, large sand hill?
No, but we went through like a goat pass.
Yep.
It's maybe as wide as this table.
Yep.
And there's just a cliff on one side and a mountain on the other.
Oh, my God. At night? At
Yup.
dusk?
Yeah, actually at dusk. I want you to see that footage.
Matter of fact, Garrett told me about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he mentioned that.
So we got through it on the second lap before it got dark. But like immediately after that, we got on the back side of the mountain, which is the sun wasn't on that side.
Yep.
Dark.
Cold side.
Wow.
Yeah, very cold.
You and the goats in Jesus.
Hate
Yeah.
to see it.
Well, yeah. Again, congrats, gentlemen. We look forward to whatever's next.
I don't know. We'll see.
The video.
And then certainly last but not least, Mr.
This guy's
Jon
been hanging
Volk.
out the whole time.
I know,
Yeah,
he's just hanging
always
out.
the least. Always the least.
No way. For those unfamiliar, John was on our show probably 3 years ago.
Had to be.
Been
I'd
a
say
minute.
it was probably sometime in 2018, if I recall, something like that. If you are unfamiliar with him, he has built one of the coolest cars, an older car, basically bringing it into the future. An E30 BMW with Tesla bits, and basically converted the whole thing to an EV car. And over the past 4 years, I'd say, for one, the build is one thing. Getting it to a streetable point is kind of where we spoke a few years ago. And now you've just continued to absolutely refine that thing to levels of, over OEM quality, certainly with a lot of things.
It's been a deep, dark rabbit hole.
Because now most of your time working on that thing, I feel as if it's more coding based and board based, like hardware based, but of the electronics and board level versus large mechanical tasks, short of maintenance and things like that.
Yeah, that's probably a fair observation. There's just a lot of stuff on the car. Obviously, when I first put it together, it was the first go around at an EV, and there's some things that I probably would have done differently, knowing what I know now. But in trying to refine it and make improvements, basically the easiest way that I found to do that is just make the electronic hardware that I need exactly as I want it, and just throw it on a CAN bus. Like the basically everything that I put together is CAN bus enabled. So like once I just like one of the things that led me down that path, oddly enough, was it's going to sound ridiculous, but a common E30 upgrade is to put E36 window switches in it.
Yep.
Just a little bit more modern, better feel to them. They don't die as easily. And like an idiot, I bought the wrong switches. They were the later model ones that are meant to work with an E36 window controller. And I thought, oh, well, one of these days I want to make a PDM because they're like $2,000 and I don't want to spend $2,000 to switch power. So I'll try just controlling windows. Easy enough, right? So I managed to build something that didn't catch on fire, wired up the switches, and it worked. And just like anything else I do, I threw a CAN transceiver on there. And I'm like, well, my console's looking a little cluttered now. There's this kind of cool, everybody thinks it's a Nest thermostat, but it's a Gray Hill rotary touch encoder. So in the going down the rabbit hole of just buying the wrong window switches, I built basically a one-touch power window controller that was also CAN enabled. That then with this encoder, I made the windows basically swipe to go up and down. You could do the fronts independently, the front two paired together, or all four of them, because I can't think of a single reason to put just the rear windows down for. Just
right, whatever. Right, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my, I guess, gateway drug into building stuff like that, and then ever since that, I've just been adding more stuff to it. Like I got the car apart now. It's redo the cooling system, and to do that, now I need to make a controller that'll do the Tesla water pumps, PWM control some fans, and actually, I think I'll probably put a couple outputs to like my reverse lights, because those don't currently work, and also my brake lights, so I can turn those on with regen.
Yeah.
So yeah, just it's every time I want to add functionality or features, just usually dive right in and try making a board. And I think you probably saw the latest thing that I have now. I made my own, I guess, touchscreen single DIN streaming Bluetooth head unit thing.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which the graphics stuff is actually shockingly easy, because all the companies that sell screens, they make usually drag and drop style, visual
Like
software.
interfaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you basically just drag and position all the shit, and it's god awful tedious because you have to resize everything and make it right. But
Right to fit. Right.
So all the graphic stuff is stupid easy. You just basically drag and drop, upload it, and it looks all fancy. So the head unit thing went shockingly easy. That was the first time I ever did anything with audio. But
Yep. The gesture stuff.
Yeah.
How easy is it to, it's your input and you're obviously making, all right, here's the how easy is it to match that input to, all right, I've confirmed, here's what it I want it to do, and it's actually doing it.
Oh, so like the debugging aspect of it, or
Yeah, like, how much of a tolerance is there?
Yeah, I mean, there's still some glitchiness sometimes, like, because you're basically working within the constraints of whatever they configured that touchscreen for, at least in that case.
Right.
So, like, you do need to be within a certain area, and you have to be somewhat precise on certain things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes with the Windows, I might have to tap it twice or swipe it twice. Not enough that it's an annoyance, but I know it's there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is ridiculously impressive, because I remember one of the biggest complaints when BMW came out with that like gesture-based stuff was how little it actually worked. Now, I don't know about now, but like
I don't know either.
when that stuff first started to show up, it was like, oh yeah, it's great, it can do that, but sometimes it
Maybe
does.
sometimes, yeah. But yeah, it was it was cool. The first gesture thing I did was actually gear selection to go forward and reverse, which was kind of neat. Next up, I'd like to configure the rotary part of the encoder for the volume on my my head unit, just so there's like a tactile feel to it.
Yep.
Rather than just trying to.
Is there a nice
tap the
click
screen.
to that?
There is. It
Oh,
is.
yeah,
It
it's so
feels awesome.
satisfying. Yeah.
So, and despite everybody's hopes and dreams, when I'm driving at 100 miles an hour and I turn the thing, it's not going to go into reverse or park.
Right, it knows that there's some
Yeah.
restrictions built into it.
That doesn't. That actually relies on me not doing anything stupid in the programming. So
Okay.
So that's kind of one of the fun aspects of it is it is kind of, it's almost like a puzzle and problem solving. You have to think of every possible condition,
Scenarios.
Yep.
Yeah.
and account for it.
Yep. So that center console gesture button and setup, for instance, it's got the windows, it's got the drive selector.
Yep.
What other stuff does it have anything else on it?
So right now I can display battery voltage and temperature. It's basically the same data that's on my analog gauges in the dash, but in actual digital value. So it's a little bit more precise. And then I also have a basically a burnout mode, which you'll click on that and allow you to go. So under normal driving circumstances, if you have your foot on the brake and the gas at the same time, it ignores the throttle input. So you can't do a brake stand burnout, which is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
So I have it set up so you can enable it. You can go wide open throttle, and then just as another layer of safety, so you don't accidentally do anything stupid. Because when you enable the burnout mode, the motor controller no longer sees the brake signal. It basically because the brake signal's over CAN bus, and I basically say nope, you don't see a brake anymore. So you have to rotate the knob while you're doing that, and then do all the burnouts and donuts and shit that you want. And after your throttle off for more than half a second, everything just resets.
Oh wow, it's that quick.
Yep.
I can understand. Yeah, it has to be essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't get yourself into actual trouble.
Yeah. And then having the brake and everything over CAN bus is nice, because then when you go, actually I should back up a second. So all the brake input signals to the motor, I have a Tesla iBooster brake booster. So it's an electronic brake booster. So basically, as you depress the pedal, the more you depress, the more this electric motor helps put pressure on the master cylinder. So it's shockingly aggressive in how light the pedal is and how much pressure you can get.
Yep.
But in part of the CAN bus output from it, you can take the you can get the value of the pedal position travel, right? So basically anything correlate the pedal position to the amount of motor regen for normal driving. But then if the car's at a stop and no one put on the gas and the brake pedal goes beyond, I think the value I have is like 700, which is meaningless to the rest of the world. And then it sees full throttle, then it goes into launch mode automatically. And basically what that does is it loads a more aggressive set of parameters into the motor, which basically goes from roughly a 4.5 second 0 to 60 to a 3 flat. And it dead hooks in basically anything.
Which you programmed it to do that, right? Because
Yes.
I remember one of the discussions we had was just you being able to control the ability of torque delivered from the motor at specific time frames.
Yep. And I think probably for 6 months of driving the car, a lot of what I was doing was trying to just refine the drivability of the motor. Because the controller that I have is an open source thing, and all the code's available, all the design is available, and it's the cheapest option to control it. But in doing so, it's akin to like a standalone engine management. So really, to how good the output result is directly related to how well the tune is.
Yeah,
and I found a limitation, and I thought it was just something that I was experiencing, but it turns out that basically everybody else trying to drive a large Tesla drive unit or even some other motors found was that at low speeds, as you'd particularly in a parking lot, if you'd apply the throttle, anything but the most gentle touch, you would get this surging oscillation, which is just extremely annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably spent 6 months just messing around with changing parameters and stuff over CAN bus, and I finally happened upon a combination that completely got rid of that. So it was just buttery smooth, drove like an OEM car, and by that point I was pretty deep into the code stuff. Rather than, and at the same time I also found that there was doing all that stuff over CAN bus. It was sometimes a latency issue where I was doing so much stuff that there'd sometimes be a delay at like full throttle, and you get some stupid situation where you might have a parameter that's a little bit delayed, and you might end up with an overcurrent trip or just oddball stuff that you never really plan on. So, and like I said, by that point I had enough knowledge with the code stuff that I actually went and modified the firmware for the controller itself. And then those changes actually ended up getting rolled into the official releases from here on out. So
yeah.
That was kind of fun to be a part of.
I was just gonna say that's a
That's
cool
awesome.
thing because there was a couple questions kind of derived from that. It was, obviously you're in a big community or I wouldn't say big. Is that community growing?
It is. The more people that do this is definitely growing. There's definitely a steep learning curve to it.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but it seems that like any of the guys that have invested in actually going that path, very few of them have jumped ship and gone to a commercially supported solution. Most of them just stick it out and learn what they have to. And it's grown into a pretty good community, good exchange of ideas, and nobody's really a douchebag or anything. So it's not bad.
It's nice for a change.
I was gonna say
That's different.
For now, I'm sure we'll get there. We'll get there.
right. And see,
Don't worry, we'll get there. We're working on it.
What
they
I
let
like
all
what I like about this is that like you can wrench on your car all winter from the warmth of your home.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Like
Yeah.
this is a game changer. You're selling me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, that is absolutely like I right now, since I'm doing some actual mechanical upgrades on the car with the cooling system.
Yeah.
I'm just sometimes infuriating being under the car and having like all the dirt like fall in your eyes after you spent all winter, just
Coating it
designing
out.
stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Is there I don't know if I can put this in terms that you'd understand because my dumb brain can't put it together. Is there a module where you can test what you're doing? So you like without uploading this into the car and then having to go physically test to get a result. Is there some sort of fake, place where you can input that info?
Yeah, so you can test individual functions. In the real world, where people do this professionally, I guess they call it like unit testing, where you have a particular feature and you might want to test it. So, just for example, on my gauges, when I did that, I would basically set up rather than feeding the motor CAN bus into it, because I knew that worked. I would basically just put a little test function in there that it would run, and it would loop through all the valid values. So it'd be like 100 RPM, 120 RPM, 100. It would just go up, so you could watch the tach go up and down.
Yep.
And that was actually really good, because the way that I was programming it, the outputs that I had weren't actually designed for PWM control. So I had to do some little bit of magic that won't go into. But when my first attempt at it, the tach would start to go up and then it would drop, go up more, then drop. It was never a smooth thing, and ended up being just a timer reset thing that I had to, before updating the value, I had to set everything to 0 and then re-update it. But to basically answer your question, there's things like that you can do to basically fake the signal to make sure that throughout the full range you get the desired result. There's other tools as well. You can basically log and then replay CAN bus messages. So if I've got a log of my car as it runs normally.
Yep.
So I can simulate all of those signals again. And on the playback, there's basically a column of checkboxes, and then you can disable and enable any of the message IDs, so you can turn stuff on and off.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of interesting, just different ways of going about it, and an oscilloscope is an absolutely invaluable tool. Too.
Yeah, being able to see that, right?
Yeah,
it just definitive. As far as again, being part of the community, how did it feel just being part of that firmware release with that company? Kind of recognizing like you're not part of the company, right? I mean,
well, it's not even really a company per se. I mean, they the designs that they do, they'll sell, but they also upload those designs to GitHub, so you can download like the PCB layout and then order them yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
But within the community, just being rolled into the actual release, I mean, it was it felt pretty good to be at, to have accomplished something that, improved the drivability for basically everybody else that had this thing. It was just kind of neat.
Right, just a cool thing.
Yeah.
As far as the coolant system and the cooling of the batteries, are you aiming to have that be built as an automatic system, or is that something that you want to still manually control?
No, the main goal is for everything to be automatic. And right.
Yeah.
So I tried to not have manual switches or anything like that where I don't need it. And the first cooling system that I had in the car basically had it set up that you could have the motor would always circulate coolant through the radiator. And then I had the option of taking the batteries in or out of that loop. And as it turns out, there was never, ever a situation where I wanted the batteries out of the loop.
Because they were always,
They never got warm, except for when I upgraded the charger to a 10 kilowatt Tesla Model S charger, which was 3 times as much power as the first one I had in there. Then on a hot day, the batteries get pretty fucking hot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like getting up to, I think the highest that I had seen them get was like 100 and just shy of 120 Fahrenheit, which is kind of in the higher end limit of what you'd want to get a lithium battery.
Yep.
I think they could safely go higher without bursting into flames, but as far as just degrading them and stuff, you just don't want to go past that.
Right, and that's not necessarily a risk you want to push.
Right. And at the time, I just had a small heat exchanger up front. It's basically an air-to-water intercooler heat exchanger. No fan on it, because if you're not driving down the road, you're not making any heat. So I was like, oh, good to go. But once I upgraded the charger, I was like, oh, shit, you're putting a little bit more heat than expected. So, and then the other issue with batteries and heat was in the wintertime, your performance just sucks. Unless you put heat in the batteries. And since I had the 2 Chevy Volt batteries, I also still had the 2 pack heaters in the coolant system. So as you turn them on and it would circulate, as the coolant would circulate through it, it would basically just have a little heating coil that would put heat into it. Well, if you can't take the radiator out of the loop, then all the heat that you put in just gets sucked out in the radiator. So you're just wasting battery. And now that I'm redoing it, I'm putting the radiator in the rear of the car, 2 big fans, and then the default state is full coolant circulation. And then I have the ability to take the radiator out of the equation so I could put motor heat into the batteries during the winter to bring them up at temp. And then now, obviously, I have fans on it so that when I'm charging, and then hopefully fast charging in the future, keeps everything nice and happy.
Right, that's what I was going to ask, is just you have to cool those batteries as you're charging it. That's the real concern as it's sitting there. So you want to fast charge it as well. Now, my understanding of fast charging is you're limited to voltage. Is that's the limiting factor, or what determines the fast charging? For instance, like Tesla, what is their operation? 600 volts or something, I believe. And the reason I say this, I know Porsche made a big to-do about being on an 800 volt system, which allows them to fast charge, quicker, essentially.
Right. So, I know the Porsche is at 800 volts. I think that new Hyundai thing is 800 as well. So you can definitely there's advantage to going higher voltage. You can go smaller in cable diameters. You can obviously charge faster. All the Tesla stuff is at 400 volts.
Yeah.
So then the fast charge is basically just higher current. The onboard charger that I plug in to the 240 volt in the garage is 10 kilowatts, and the CCS fast charging might be 50 kilowatts.
Yep.
Which I haven't really needed, because the 10 kilowatt charge will do a full charge in about 3 hours, and I rarely take the battery past 50%.
Yeah.
Because I basically just take it out, eat the crap out of
Cruise, right? Yeah.
Exactly, and then put it away. So usually a full charge, any charge for me is an hour and a half or less.
Yep.
But eventually I'd like
terrible.
to road. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Eventually I'd like to road trip the car and be able, or at least have the option to.
Right.
And so when I first built the car, I had bought a Chademo or Chatamo high voltage plug, and the original intent was to use that, but Nissan stopped using that in the Leaf. It's kind of a dying standard. And on that same open source controller form, there's been work to repurpose the fast charge controller from a BMW i3. And so basically you just use that to do all the magic communication between the charger, and then we talk to that over CAN bus to give some of the other messages. So my goal is to implement that after I get my cooling system squared away.
Are you finding with more of these vehicles overall, EV vehicles overall on the roads, parts becoming more readily available? Like, for instance, that i3 thing, that's oh shit, that didn't exist 5 years ago, or however many years ago. But now that they've been out and I feel like you can pull a few more things from different manufacturers when it comes to EV stuff. Again, your car in particular, you have Tesla components, Chevy components, potentially BMW components.
Yeah, it's definitely getting more available. I think one of the more frustrating things for me right now is that when I built the car, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into the battery boxes because my thought was that by this point there'd be better, lighter, more power dense options.
Yep.
And there really aren't. These 10-year-old battery cells are still probably the best budget performance option out there.
Yep.
And then so there are a lot of different battery options now, and there's also I think probably from a performance perspective, some of the Mach-E stuff is probably going to be interesting. People still want an arm and a leg for the Tesla Model 3 stuff, so it is a viable option, but it's not as popular. Right. The Model S stuff, which I mean, I hate to say it, is there's only so many of them on the road, and I would think for the popularity that is starting to gain and people building these things, sad to say that the supply is probably going to dry up in the not so distant future on those. So we'll really have no other option but to look at some of the newer stuff coming
right, when the domestic stuff finally starts to actually scale up. What do you often take a look at, for instance, you mentioned the Mach-E, like the specs of that? Do you dive into, all right, what battery are they using, just to take a look and see, okay, here's where the technology is moving to?
I casually pay attention. I don't really dive in too deep. If I start noticing, something coming up in fairly high frequency on eBay is just being available and something might be interesting, then I'll take a deeper dive. But outside of that, I really haven't paid too much attention to newer EV stuff. And a lot of the EV stuff coming out just isn't that interesting to me. I mean, the last thing that the world needs is another fucking crossover. I mean, right. It's just, I mean, would it kill anybody to make a 500 plus horsepower, 200 plus mile range, 2-door coupe that doesn't look like a bag of ass for like 60 grand? Right. I mean, is that too much to ask?
Right. And suddenly make it appealing to a lot more people.
Right. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like that BMW that we had up on the screen for a nauseating length of time.
We apologize. Yeah.
It's just they put so much effort into making everything so gimmicky. It just drives me nuts.
Right. We don't need that. There's a reason the Porsche, 911 is such a sought after car. It's just you can't get much better looking.
Right.
Let's take that and all right, fine, make it an EV, but make it fast, fun, and okay, it can get where it needs. It can be built to do what it needs to do on a weekend or whatever it might be. Yeah,
exactly.
Yet to apply that. What do you think of like the Taycan in particular? I know you said you didn't dive into too much stuff new wise, but
yeah, I mean it's an impressive car. I mean there's no way around it. Any of the more expensive EVs, they definitely pack a ton of power into them, and their performance is always impressive. But I mean, there's not much else to say on that. I think hopefully one of these days there'll be more options in like the 60-ish grand range.
Yeah.
I think when you start talking, 100,000+, which actually to that point, I think the Plaid is a ridiculous bargain for what you get performance-wise.
For what it is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I want a hatch, like a hot hatch.
Right, a hatch. Yeah, something like that. Right.
Have you seen that Honda E?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I love it because even at that smaller like range, that's good enough for me to go back and forth to work for 2 weeks.
Yep. It's got this cool like 80s hatchback vibe to it.
Yeah.
And of course, since it's not a crossover, it's not coming to the States.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly.
They'll raise it.
What is it? The city?
Yeah.
It's it reminds me of that,
The
you
old
know.
City turbos.
But I like it. The round, like headlights up front, like it just.
They'll raise it, call an SUV, and bring it to the stage.
Right.
And then I won't want it anymore.
No, nobody will. That's like every small SUV that
And
should
they'll
have been a hatchback.
Hundreds
City
of thousands
hatch
of
is
them
hot.
because
Yeah,
it's a
City hatch is
CUV
super
now.
hot.
Yep.
Yeah, a hot hatch. I think it'd be cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yep.
I haven't even heard like murmurings of it.
Do you know how much more room it would have? I
What?
mean, with the electric drivetrain, like
Yeah.
a hot hatch would be like a
Oh yeah.
minivan size amount of space in it.
Yeah.
It's dumb they don't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. What are some of the mechanical, or have you ran into any mechanical issues? I.e., what are some of the things you haven't had to
Like,
replace?
how do the axles hold up?
Yeah, I've broken some shit.
Okay.
I guess the most dramatic thing was I blew up the diff in my first drive, we'll call it the first drive unit. As it turns out, before I had put that motor in the car, I had bought a Quaife diff for the thing. I didn't really feel like tearing the motor apart. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do some day. I'll do it someday. And then in my infinite wisdom, I started progressing and tuning the car, put some slicks on it, and then proceeded to do wide open throttle launch after wide open throttle launch again and again and again. Probably to like hundreds of them.
I like your videos of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
overlay.
I
of
enjoy
the,
it. Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And about the same time, I got a drag E2, which didn't help. The,
Yeah.
Hey, you got to test it.
And then eventually one day, I was just driving to the gym, going up a hill, rolled on the throttle, here, bang, and then I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I ended up pulling the motor out, taking it apart, and all the spider gears inside the diff had just disintegrated. And unfortunately, they migrated out of the diff and took all the intermediate gears out as well. Because the gear, and apparently after I did this, people started coming out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, that's the thing with Tesla motors. I'm like, oh great, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
But all the factory spider gears are just powdered metal, which makes sense from a manufacturing standpoint, but is not ideal for that type of abuse.
Abuse, right? Yeah.
So I initially tried to find a replacement set of gears, and I ultimately did, but in not wanting to wait and keep the car down for a while, I bought another drive unit, and then I immediately installed the LSD in that one.
Yep.
And then I'd say a couple weeks later, same thing. It wasn't in the middle of a launch, but it was just a throttle roll on in the street, an aggressive one. But another thing, bang! I'm like, oh god, not again. But I get into the car and I shake the axle. Okay, I'm fine with that. Get the car towed home, put it up on jack stands. As I'm about to undo the broken axle, I noticed that the other one is looking a little limp. I'm like, huh. So I broke both axles at the same time.
Nice.
So, and the only thing I can theorize is that the diff works tremendously well.
Yes.
As it broke one, it immediately transferred all the torque to the other one.
It found the weakest point of.
Yep. And to be fair, those axles went through hell. I mean, they were 250,000 plus miles. Saw the abuse of the LS that was in there before, this motor, all the launches on slicks.
Right.
And I bought a new replacement ones from FCP Euro because they have that warranty.
Lifetime warranty, baby.
Obviously, it was more expensive than anywhere else, but I'm like, you know what? It's worth it.
Right. Yeah. You might get your money's worth on those ones.
Exactly. And obviously now that since there is that warranty and they're brand new, that I haven't broken one. So.
Right. It's just you paid
One
for
day.
Yeah.
One
car
day,
season.
it'll be worth it. Yeah.
So I think after we talked last time,
Which was May of 2019, by the way.
wow, holy
Jesus.
crap.
I looked it up.
Good years.
Yeah, better years.
Good years.
Much better time. You got to hang out and shoot a video with the guys from the drive, I believe.
Yeah.
How was that? It
was fun.
took
That was
off because I think that video has got millions of views.
Yeah. I stopped checking once it cleared 1 million, but it's been it got quite quite a big viewing audience, and the whole experience was fun. It was a full day shoot. You know, all the stuff with the drone footage and stuff like that was cool. And then oddly enough, the parking lot that we did the burnouts in at the end is now barbed wire fenced up, so that nobody else can go in
Do
there.
burnouts.
Yeah, 1.2 million views.
That's what 1 million views will do to a parking lot. That's awesome.
So what's next for you and the car itself? Like I know you mentioned you're going to work on the cooling system. Do you have any other stuff that are kind of on your checklist for this year in particular?
So this year's kind of a tough one. I want to get the car back together. Ideally, I'd like to get the fast charging going before spring and summer is in full swing. And then the trap is that not much happens during the summer because I just enjoy driving the car too much.
Yep.
The car's pretty close to where I want it. Like I say, I'll probably invest in building some nicer battery boxes because it doesn't look like there's anything on the near term horizon
That
that's gonna
tech
be
isn't
much
yeah,
better.
Yeah. I don't even think because Tesla supposedly had their single cell batteries, I think it was.
Yeah,
There was some form of, over the past year that I keep seeing headlines for, but I've not really seen anything come to fruition.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part with that is that they're gonna build them in some sort of fashion that's not like modular. It's
still going to be a big pack, but it's just internal design difference.
And like I think they're trying to optimize, packaging and body space. So it's probably not going to be just like a big flat skateboard type thing like traditionally. So,
here's one thing that I always think about in motorsport in particular. Once we get there, the ability to hot swap batteries, how far off do you think, just your opinion, that we are from that ability? Because in the past 2 weeks or so, I seen like a scooter, just a stupid scooter.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh no, you can hot swap these batteries, which suddenly made that scooter, like, you don't have to sit there and charge it within, 15, 30 seconds, swap your battery pack and go. That's it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, and I think some EV race teams have been experimenting with stuff like that. But I think for like mass adoption, we're probably a long ways off, and not due to technology, but I think you'd have to get a standardized pack. And to get the world to agree on one thing is just unless it's mandated and forced down. I just don't see that happening.
Which is inherently a problem with charging currently.
Right.
Because, politicians as always and people in charge need to get their heads out of their ass if they want this to actually work. Pretty sure the gas nozzle's standard size. There's one size for that and a bigger one for diesel. That's pretty simple. But that needs to be adopted overall to EV for it to become prominent in the US in particular. But yeah, I completely agree. There has to be standards for this stuff. And it boggles my mind that nobody's even thinking about that, as far as I know.
Yeah, it seems like a big disorganized mess. I'm sure there's probably some organization somewhere that
they're trying to do something,
they're
but
clearly
they're just
not effective.
Right, exactly. Because that's one of my biggest things. It's just like, all right, I believe there are companies that have adapters, but even so much, okay, adapters are one thing, but if you're operating off of different voltages and currents and different cars can only handle certain things, then here we are again. It's pointless.
Yeah. I think so. There is a well-defined standard for just like the standard slow charging stuff.
Yep.
At pretty much any charging station is going to have your standard J1772 port that'll plug into anything. It's the fast charging stuff that I think.
Those capabilities. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got Tesla, you got CCS, you got the Chatamo thing. Then you got the 800 volt stuff, and it's just who knows where it's going to go.
Right. Yeah. It's still. And again, I get it. We're still so new, but now's the time to try to figure this out.
Yep.
It's just whatever.
You want it efficient. Don't get the government involved.
Yeah. That's true.
You want an
Seriously.
industry group to put this together.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you follow any EV motorsport stuff?
Not really, mainly because there's like I follow a couple teams that are messing around with stuff on Instagram, but it's mostly pretty smaller, low key stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really follow Formula E or anything like that.
Yeah.
And nor do I really follow like Formula One, just because it's, to me, it's just so disconnected from the type of stuff that I'm interested in. Like
Right.
It's like it's awesome, but it's unobtainium in technology. I'd rather be, viewing and following something that I can,
Get your hands on.
yeah, exactly. Not participate at that level, but participate at least in that, utilizing that type of technology.
Yep. Yep. It's very cool to see and hear how still into driving the car you are, because you said, no, Summer's just dedicated to driving it. So it still, clearly tickles your fancy enough so where you're like, no, I, get it to moving and I'm just going to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's never not enjoyable to drive, and I was concerned they would get, after the initial novelty wears off, to get boring, but it's kind of interesting because if you go back and forth between driving that and like my E92, the power delivery is just so much more satisfying in the EV that when I go into my E92, like the throttle just feels so soggy and disconnected. the just feeling the transmission shift, it just feels clunky and
you can almost feel the time differential, if you will, of like, oh, this thing's got to work to achieve that, where this thing it's there.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people say, oh, well, all that clunkiness is the soul. No, that's just a mechanical shittiness that you're trying to justify. And to be fair, like, obviously the vintage stuff, like a vintage Ferrari or something like that, where you can't, like, those are two different worlds. Don't confuse what I'm saying with that and like just sogginess and lagginess and just roughness of regular passenger car.
Yeah, I mean, if you put it, on a chart of time of, in order to achieve this, whatever it be, power delivery at this amount of 200 horse to the wheels, how long it takes from this to get there to this to get there, it's going to be much shorter in the EV.
Right.
There's less components involved. There's less magic that happens internally. And that's nothing to say. Like, you're a dude who loves the combustion stuff. And as we talked about a while back, turbocharged LS things and all that sort of stuff. So it's not like you don't know that world.
Right.
It's just, no, it's cool to see that it still has that luster and that shine on it still, 4 years in. Obviously refining it is one thing, but to just be able to enjoy it still is awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And then, basically once I get some of the minor stuff settled out, I eventually want to paint the car. And then at that point, I'd pretty much call it done, and I'd probably want to build something else. I don't have any desire to sell it, but if somebody showed up with, bring a dumpster amount of money, and was serious, I'd probably consider it. But at the end of the day, I don't have any active desire to ever get rid of it.
Right, let it go.
Point.
Yeah.
So I think, and as we mentioned offline before, is I think the next build that I might do would be something hybrid based, where it's combining the turbocharged goodness with the electric goodness, and there's all sorts of nerdy control stuff to make that happen.
I mean, for you, that's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It really would be. Just being able to apply that EV stuff with internal combustion stuff and having that control of how to put that power down and what to do with it when and all that sort of stuff. So that's awesome. What are you driving daily and stuff like that? I know you got a couple of E90 and E92, I believe, as well.
I've got an E92. Been driving that for probably 4 years now, and it's been my only other daily driver. And shockingly, N54 car, it's been oddly reliable.
That's stock.
Yeah, and that's the most amazing part to me, is that I've managed to keep it mechanically stock for my entire ownership. which is probably the reason that's reliable.
I was just gonna say, for those out there listening, it's okay to not touch your daily.
Speaking of bring a trailer, dead stock E92.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roll that baby on there.
yeah.
Pay for your next build.
Plausible.
I think that's gonna do it. I think that's a good synopsis of kind of where you're at. It's cool to see it, like I said, still be shiny to you. And it's even cooler to see how much further you progress that thing. Because you're really refining it to be smoother, more OEM, more drivable. Just like you're in a way, you're doing the R&D similar to what an OEM would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With applying new technology and things like that. You're almost building a car from the ground up, if you will, in a lot of ways. So it's really cool to see.
I have a closing question. If you were to paint it, what color are you going to paint it?
White, the only color.
I was
I say,
just say the rest
I'm
of
imagining white, but
Yeah.
I was like, hey, maybe he's going to throw me a curveball.
All BMWs should be Alpine white. I mean,
Every single
period.
one.
End of story.
Correct.
There is no other color for a BMW.
Correct.
Yeah, that's good. No, I mean Alpine White would do that car justice. Look very good because it's wrapped.
No,
white
the wrap came off.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Which, oddly enough, every so often, people ask me, "Oh, what happened?" Or not ask me directly, but speaking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to that car? 3 decades of Northeast winter happened to the fucking car. What do you think happened?
Yeah.
It was a wrap that I did in my garage.
Yeah, I mean, and it looked quite well for that. So it's cool that it lasted how long? Wrapped.
I think like 2 years.
Yeah, I would say it was a decent amount of time.
And it was holding up fairly well. I just got tired of because it was a matte wrap. Dirt would just stick to it.
Yeah.
Relentlessly, and I just got tired of that. So just one day I ripped it off, and part of me likes the rattiness that I could just park it anywhere and I don't give a shit, and then the other half of me is like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Right. So. It's yeah. I can see you're a man who likes to refine and make everything work the way you want it. So I can see. Yeah. Let's get into some questions overall, and I think there will be some related to the E30 as well. Let's start from the top. Ugly B versus TVRD.
Ugly B versus TVRD.
I think this is supposed to say ugly bastard.
Oh yeah.
Ugly bastard.
Yeah. Is there a such thing as leftover garlic bread? No.
There shouldn't be.
No. That generally doesn't
It's
last.
croutons.
You could make an argument that
Yeah, garlic croutons pretty easy.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Easy
making a
argument to
recipe for
make.
that.
Yeah.
Just cut them.
Yeah.
Eric_Peckham.
Eric Peckham.
Did Corey make it out of the Mint 400 puke free?
No. Nope. About 40 to 50 miles into our second lap, I was just feeling weird. I wasn't feeling like sick. I was just feeling weird. Granted, we were, many hours into this point, and I knew there was a super rough section coming up.
Yep.
We had no GPS. It was dark, no radio, and there was a really technical, haggard section coming up. I was like, I gotta not.
Let me just get this out of the way.
I gotta not be preoccupied with how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Just let it rip.
Yeah.
But I was smart enough this time, preemptively, loosened the helmet a little bit, lifted it.
Got it on out.
Yeah, get on
Not
out.
even nobody would have known.
No one known. No, no one knew.
Perfect.
Proud
Yeah.
of you.
Felt great after that, by the way.
Hell yeah. 100%.
Immediately.
Crumb Bun Speed Shop.
My kid did that last night. Puked in the middle of his bed and felt great afterwards.
There you go. Dude,
And then he
sometimes
puked in
you-
our bed right after that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Felt great after that, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big shout.
We yeah. Emily likes to schedule her pukes,
About
every
2
month or
a.m.ers.
so.
About a 2
Every
a.m.er.
month. Around probably an hour into sleep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. When it's like, oh, cool, we're good.
Well, I go to sleep before my kids, so it's a bummer.
Crumb Bun Speed Shop.
Crumb bun.
He
shop.
he asked what we already tried to answer last week: more wheels or doors in the world?
Oh, yeah.
I've been convinced on doors because of coffins.
Oh man,
Yeah.
right. Because anything with a hinge.
I've been on Team Doors since I heard it.
I mean, I don't even like giving this any thought because it's just dumb. But
Well, this is like the dress
I was
thing.
convinced one of our wonderful people in Discord, and I'm sorry to write your name down because I'm trying not to think about this whole debate. came up with how many people died since coffins have been invented, and billions.
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
Right. That's game changing.
yeah. So coffins have 2 doors too.
That's true.
Every coffin.
Top and bottom.
Right.
So
And less of the old
Nose
ones.
and toes.
Less of the old ones.
I mean, I did
With the moon on.
I did the quick math. I mean, wheels have been around for 5,000 years, but you'd have to do 100 million wheels a year since
Yeah.
wheels. And now we do 300 million a year now, but it's not going to make up for,
People are always dying.
Yeah.
almost 5,000 years without automotive wheels. So, anyways,
I like it.
doors are really getting us through.
Bagriders_John.
Bag Riders
He
John.
just writes, my challenge for Chuck. Will his love for revival defeat his loathing of Subaru?
Yeah.
I don't know, John.
I believe
think,
it did.
I think we counted at least 2.
Yeah. I think there was more than 2, but John can be the judge.
Yeah, we'll let John determine that. Jojo_Mark2 with gas prices like this, is Chuck still doing a 5 count? We broke that down pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We got right into the math.
Grape Whistle. How did
Whistle.
Fred Flintstone turn his car?
What do you mean? How did he turn his car?
Didn't he pick it up and turn it?
I think he picked it up and turned it. Him and Barney.
I think he picked it up.
In
yeah.
the live action movie, there was a wheel.
Was there a wheel?
Yep.
Terrible.
Did it turn the
movies.
front wheels?
I don't know. I just knew there was a wheel.
Terrible
Right.
movies, but could you imagine a better person to play Fred Flintstone than fucking what's his name, John?
Who plays Tony Soprano? What's his name?
Oh, John Hamm?
Gandolfini.
You really think that he would be better?
James Gandolfini.
Oh, Wilma! I'm going to get some gabagool with Barney.
Let's see.
That'd be a movie.
Yeah.
And he could have some other mob actor as,
You're right.
his,
That's
as
a
Barney.
good movie.
Yeah. I'm in. Let's make it.
Grape Whistle also
Grape
asks,
Whistle.
have you ever almost shit your pants while peeing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
that happens all the time.
Well, I usually.
Gambled and lost.
Yeah.
I think somebody posted this on Facebook about shitting their pants, and I said I would gamble that I'd probably shit my pants more than anyone in this thread. So as a person who shit their pants a ton of times,
Yeah. You just gotta hold on. Sometimes you just gotta ease it. You know
no,
what I mean?
but
You
I
don't wanna
have
push.
had to pee so bad that even during the act of peeing, it felt like I still had to pee so bad I could not hold it. If that makes any sense, like it felt
Wow.
like I was gonna die, even though I was still peeing.
Life of a child. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. His
Sure.
body's borderline inoperative.
it's
It's
broken.
hanging on.
He's broken.
So
into
Jesus,
the-
I still gotta pee, and I'm peeing.
Dude, it's crazy.
I can't
Wow.
pee any harder than I'm already peeing.
Camel bladder.
Let's see. Mickett
Make it.
Mick it.
NEC just writes, BJ Baldwin is a thief.
Oh,
BJ
okay.
Baldwin's
Who
a
knows who
thief?
BJ Baldwin is?
Of course I do.
Okay. So,
Off-roader for those of you guys. That,
legendary.
yeah, legendary off-roader.
Black Rifle Company.
Is he part of?
owner.
Did he start Black Rifle?
That's him. Yeah.
No way.
A big Second Amendment guy.
Oh yeah,
Huge.
had to use it.
Huge. Yeah, did.
Did.
So Saturday, you go back, you see the trophy trucks, you see the big dogs
Yeah.
race it out, hang out with some people. We're leaving, and we saw BJ Baldwin. He got third, and we're walking to the parking lot, and we see his truck up on a trailer. So we're like, oh, sick. So we're walking over there because we're parked over there anyway. This one dude comes up to us, and I notice he's got a camo race suit on.
Yeah.
And I know BJ's crew all had camo on. And he's like, hey, buddy, you got a lighter? He says to Mickett. Mickett's like, yeah, hold on. So lights a cigarette for him, and he's like, hey, BJ really needs a light too. So we look over, and I'm like, holy shit, it's BJ Baldwin. So Mickett walks up, he gives it to BJ. Hey, here you go, man, here's a light. BJ lights it, puts it in his pocket. See you later, kid.
And walks away.
No way, really?
Yeah, so Mickey got bicked by BJ Baldwin.
Wow.
Like, not even a hesitation.
Listen, BJ's a brash person, IRL.
Yeah.
Like, not the most welcoming
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Just let him take it, because you know he's packing.
Back and you've seen the crew he's with.
Yeah, bunch of hard
a
boys.
magazine or a book.
What's that?
Mickey got bicked by BJ
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Yeah.
Like a child's
It's like a
novel.
child's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
story.
myself and Epow get in the car because I don't get a lighter and it's none of my business. So and Epow's
Yo, that ain't my business. That's BJ Baldwin. That ain't
He's
my
doing his
business.
thing. I see what BJ's capable of. I'm out.
Not
Mickey
me.
gets in the
What is
car.
it? Not
and
my
he's-
lighter, not my problem.
Yeah, Mickey gets in the car. He's dying laughing. He's like, guys. I just got picked by BJ Baldwin. I'm like, what? And he explains the whole thing to us as we're driving away. And I'm like looking around out the back window, and he's just like sitting there smoking a cigarette,
He had the time of his life.
cool as can be.
Hey,
Big shout to BJ.
are you doing the hotline, by the way?
I'm going to
posted
look
it.
and see how many. We only got 2.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll save it for next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We'll add them up. Well, we need to hit the prerequisite of at least 4.
Oh, wow.
Jordan _ MX5.
Jordan MX5.
If you could make one engine configuration not exist, i4, V6, V8, etc., which would it be?
If I could make one not exist?
I'd say
Configuration?
V8, so all the LS guys would have to use their brain. But
Yeah, then what do you do?
whoa, mine was cheap. Okay,
It's also a V8, though.
Yeah,
That's also a
right, but
V8.
that's...
I would have just kept the stock motor. I'm just curious what everybody else.
You'd probably be driving this year.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a tough question.
I guess I dropped a flat 4. Make it a
flat 4.
Make it a 6 or get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
flat 6 or bust.
Flat 6 or bust. Why have the 4? It's not as balanced. It's
I
dumb.
think he means...
have God's
Speaking of
motor,
STIs with the fucking flat 4.
Yeah.
I think he means overall, like
What do you mean?
anything.
That's what I mean.
You can
Flat
go
4.
lower if you wanted to go lower or higher.
What do you mean lower?
You need 3 cylinders.
No,
Just get
flat
rid of
4.
those.
No. Most 3 cylinders make more horsepower than a Subaru.
That's right.
Chia Corolla
Don't-
coming
Dump the
out.
flat 4.
Don't want
You ever worked on one of those things? You ever tried to do the plugs without dropping the motor? Come on, boys.
No, I literally have never worked on a Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
Ever.
have like
God bless.
3 small extensions, and you put them in one at a time. Then you get the ratchet in there.
Terrible. dude.
Yeah, no, I dumped the flat 4s. They're
Yeah,
terrible.
let's get rid
Yeah.
of that. I agree. Project Sync Bug.
Project Stink Bug.
He just writes, thank you to all of the Revival supporters for their congratulations. And biggest shout out to Corey for trusting me enough to be my navigator. That boy has balls.
Son's got balls.
You know what the interesting thing is? No one cares about the drivers. Everyone looks at the co-drivers and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's true.
Why are you doing this? And I'm like, what do you mean? This is great. And no one,
Yeah.
it's just like an incomprehensible thing to a lot of people. They're like, why are you co-driving?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to drive? I'm like, no, it's not that I don't want to drive. It's like, this is my,
This is my current job.
yeah,
This is my current position.
You know? And I quite like it, actually, you know? And
It's
not
easily
that-
as important, just as important.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
You got a lot of shit to do.
slight miscommunication from me, and
I mean, there's
we're going ass over tea kettle.
Yes,
there's-
hole in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
In pitch black.
co-drivers in WRC.
Co-drivers are a
They-
big deal.
There's a reason.
Some people
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah.
But
Co-driver's a big deal.
yeah, but at the same time, it's also a lot of trust in Garrett to
Not hit the jump at 50 miles an hour,
dude,
within the
so
first.
many people did.
Did they?
So many people
Well,
did.
because you guys set the mark last time. They seen the limelight.
They wanted a picture too.
That's all we were known for when we were there.
That's-
As soon as everyone saw the car, they're like, "Hey, watch out for the first jump!" Hey, every single person. As soon as they saw the car, they were like, "Hey, take it easy in the
Oh,
first
you
jump."
fucking guys. What's up with the first jump?
Yeah,
Garrett
literally.
was
Hey,
like-
it's you fucking guys. Yeah. Yeah, and then I watched back the live stream. I was bored because fucking Las Vegas sucks and there was some shit on TV. So I just was watching the live stream to
Yep.
see what was going on. I mean, once the Class 11 car started, there must have been 5 or 6 of them did the same thing we did. And then the military vehicles with the giant Humvees biffed it even harder.
Yep.
There was one UTV went so fucking hard. He jumped the third jump so far, he missed a turn and went right into like a fucking generator with a light on it.
Oh my God.
Like flat out.
This
full send.
100% would be me.
Well,
Yeah.
the good
Race
thing
is
is
over.
the good thing is you
Oh
guys
no,
were-
backed up, fucking going.
It's
Yeah,
a beauty
I'll figure out the
UTV.
damage later.
you guys weren't that guy, and now that guy's the guy that's going to be remembered.
Oh, for
You're
sure.
the fucking generator guy.
For sure. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
no longer the NFG.
You know the generators that
You
have
can
the
see
pole
that
with the
guy.
giant
Oh,
lights
yeah.
on top?
Yeah, the Sunbelt rental ones. Yeah.
Literally just full
Yeah.
steam right into one of those.
You guys see that guy, and I should be you the fucking guys hit the
Yeah,
generator.
you fucking guys.
Hey guys again. Hey.
Let's
What's
see.
that third jump?
Yeah.
S_Doug.
Esto.
Chuck, have you got any playlists of any of your DJ sets available?
No.
McGrath Paul.
If you go to twitch.com/chuckhoom
With an M.
with an M, this is formal. I believe there's my last set at the Red Door, which I did a week ago. They'll probably dump it after a week. But it's like it's a 3+ hour live set.
Yeah.
And it's got video, which is pretty boring. I'm working on that. But
Yeah.
I'll give you guys more notice when I'm going to do that. They do delete like super copyrighted music. So
Yeah.
there might be some blank spots. I don't
Yeah.
play that much. Actually, everything's copyrighted. It's just who gives a shit enough to pull it. So.
Right.
But yeah, I'm doing live sets on Twitch every second Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
I thought you had that playlist on Spotify. DJ Power Top.
DJ Powertop that's my second name. I don't want him to know me as, but yes, you can check my DJ Powertop playlist.
Two cocksucker
on Spotify.
Power top. Oh my god!
God damn it! Now they know.
McGrath Paul.
McGrath Paul.
Shouts to the people with drywall buckets still filled with $3 of gas from last summer.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that was a good call. I got a whole
it
pickup
was.
truck bed full.
There's some people with black trash bags
I've been
full.
scooping it out.
Trash bags. They had the
Trash
little
bag.
like
Home Depot buckets.
yeah, bodega trash
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's an investment. That's a hard asset. At
Some
this point.
some people playing chess while
Maybe
we're
we're
playing
switching
checkers.
liquid assets.
Nick Oppo
Nick Oppo.
is cereal soup.
No. What? Is
No,
that
because
that
I
a
believe-
debate?
Because soup needs to be warm.
Because here's why.
That's the only reason?
Here's why.
Yeah.
Because soup is more than 2 ingredients. That's why.
Pasta fagioli is technically pasta. and
Way
beans.
more than 2 ingredients.
It's 3. It should be only 3.
I mean, wouldn't it be the solids to liquid ratio?
I
Yeah.
know, because there are cold soups. There's like pure.
I mean, that's
Well,
like,
where's
is
the
chili a soup? No,
Is-
it's not.
But is a stew is a soup?
A chili
No.
soup is a
stew is a stew.
chili soup is a better argument than a cereal soup.
I would think a stew as a soup is a better argument.
No one
than
has a
chili.
breakfast soup.
Yeah.
Any cold soup is ass. Let's just put it that way. I've never had a good cold soup.
Ooh, no, I disagree.
Oh, really? When do you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
good cold soup?
Butternut squash.
Really?
Delicious.
Cold? Oh,
cold.
I've actually
oh my
had
God.
butternut
Food.
squash cold.
You know where I've had it? Persimmon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I've had it as well.
I know.
Yeah, I don't. I think was that with you?
We weren't. It was one day apart, but yes.
I'm pretty sure cereal is not soup, just based on liquid to solid ratio.
Yeah. I don't know, John. What do you stand on this?
That'd be like saying pasta
Yeah,
soup is just red sauce.
I don't eat cereal with milk, so
Just
That's
you
my
just
guy.
Eat it dry.
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that actually.
So
Yeah.
you
I was
actually
saying
might be a serial killer.
I go minimal
Okay.
milk on cereal.
Yeah, minimal milk.
Yeah.
I'm not a big milk guy anyway, so I would more often than not eat just
Same.
cereal dry.
Yeah, I go dry.
Yeah, I get
go in dry.
distracted too easily, and then it turns into fucking mush.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
It's over.
Sea bake and chill.
See bacon chill.
What was the most challenging section of the 400 you didn't see last time?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
The most challenging section we expected was Bear Bottle Pass, which was that little goat pass I was
The
telling you
goat
guys
path,
about.
yeah.
Turns out that wasn't difficult at all. It was just super technical. The most challenging section is the rock quarry, which we saw last time.
It sounds terrible.
It is just the hardest materials you could ever imagine, and you're just bouncing off every single
Jesus.
square inch. There's zero give. There's no dirt. It's just boulders, rocks, sharp.
You Garrett,
Everything is sharp.
in
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin Dowse.
Gavin Dowse.
Does John have concerns with the chassis tearing itself apart with the torque?
good question.
I reinforced it quite a bit. I basically did the equivalent of welding subframe connectors if you're
BMW.
mullet car type of guy.
Yeah.
And that actually stiffened things up quite a bit because, yes, it was actually starting to make the quarter panel make an oil can popping noise.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that actually drove me nuts trying to figure out what the hell that noise was because I as soon as I'd get on the throttle at, real low RPM and give you a big giant gob at torque here. Thunk, thunk.
Oh, right. A very defined noise, too.
What the fuck is that? And then
That's the whole body twisting
and
itself.
then I was driving. I had my hand on the side of the car, and then I realized,
My God.
wait a second,
It just
the
pop
metal,
out.
the metal's just flexing.
No way.
Oh, that's
Holy
wild.
shit.
Great question. From Tesla Beamer.
Tesla
Just
Beamer.
writes, why E30 ruined?
Love to see it.
That's good.
Let's see. John Stairs wrote, did Corey toss this time, or does he now have his legs, or does he now have his sand legs?
All right. Yes, I already answered that. I was 7 Dramamine in. 7 24-hour Dramamine. I had 2 wristbands on for motion sickness, and I had a little bit of oil you rub behind your ears.
So you tried everything.
Every pit stop, I took another 24-hour Dramamine.
And still.
Yeah.
What are you
dude,
getting seasick in this thing?
There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
No
And you know
shit.
where it actually really kicked in, and I didn't think about this on my way home? I felt totally fine when I was focused on, like, the GPS.
Yeah.
And I was focused on, like, reading it out.
The
and
task was gone.
The task at hand. As soon as the task was gone, then it, like, all of a sudden it set in. I was like, oh, then I don't really have a place to focus
Yeah.
anymore.
So now you're just along for
Because
the
now
ride.
I'm just, like, I'm looking left, right, everywhere we can.
Right.
Once the GPS was gone, that's when it, like, I was like, I feel
Do
weird
you
now.
usually get sick as a passenger?
No.
Huh.
That one time I went to Shake Shack and I went way too much and I threw up in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was driving like an asshole.
Now
too.
that sounds like a
Yeah, but no,
short
usually
story.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like to the extreme.
Yeah, you just bump it all over the damn
Yeah.
place.
But once the
Just-
GPS was gone and my task at hand was gone, I started
That
to
was
feel
that.
like weird. But then once I let it out, I felt like a 10 again.
Just
Right.
2 men in the car and the Holy Spirit.
We had a sticker on the bumper sticker that says Jesus is my co-pilot.
Yeah.
And we're cruising for
Yeah.
and
Praise be.
yeah, praise be. We got rid of the bobblehead Jesus this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely didn't bring us luck last time.
You're
Yeah.
right.
No luck in
Perhaps.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
bobblehead Jesus.
Last couple here. TD's just writes
TD's.
Tesla swap stink bug for next year. No.
Thanks.
Little ways off.
Yeah.
Kyle Crowbath.
Kyle Crowbath.
What's the best brand of jeans you've ever owned?
Bulletproof.
Levi.
Page.
I'm sticking with Levi.
Yeah,
Levi's.
Bulletproof. I found them. They're out of North Carolina. Great group of dudes. They actually text me because a pair of jeans I ordered, and he was like, "Yo, dude, it's Will from Bulletproof. Give me a call back when you get a chance." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like, call him like all like angry. Like, who the fuck is this? He's like, "Hey man, it's Will from Bulletproof. I'm just calling to let you know, like, the jeans you order on back order, total bummer. What I'm gonna do is kick you 20% for a different color. Just let me know which ones you want."
No shit.
So I was like, tobacco brown. This is one of the colors. He's like, cool. You'll see him in 2 days, dude. On my doorstep, 2 days.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah,
Are these like one of those
I'm wearing them right now. Yeah.
jeans that you have to make a commitment? Like you got to wear them, take a bath in 'em?
No.
Live in 'em.
Expensive, but worth it.
I
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
those and just gave up. I
Oh
bought
my
some
God.
jeans from Origin, which are really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make them in Maine.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
Jocko.
Jocko's company?
Yeah.
Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, nice jeans.
National treasure.
Nice
Yeah.
jeans. Little stretch in them.
baby.
But yeah,
You ever have
I'm,
to kick a man in the head in them?
yeah,
Totally ready to
big
go.
fan of my current find.
Yeah.
I bought one of every color.
Okay. So, right. You made the monetary
What's that
commitment.
website? What's that website again, Corey?
Bulletproof.com. Bulletproof denim.
But you're comfortable in your purchase. You're
Oh God, yeah.
think
And
they're
then
gonna wear
actually,
down?
what's up?
Think they're gonna wear down?
How many miles you get on these babies?
Probably like 6 to 8 months at this
No
point.
shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Are they
Anything's
in fact
changed?
bulletproof?
I haven't done anything to them yet.
Chuck, I'll grab the gummy bear. You grab the
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get
But
sporting goods.
yeah, well worth it. Well worth it. And then they hit me with a warehouse sale. I re-upped.
no way.
Yeah.
I think
A whole
they got
nother
you on the
round.
hook
You do a
now.
whole nother round.
They want to sponsor a podcast.
Yeah, call
Warrior
your
jeans.
boy over
Yeah,
there.
actually, I probably still have his number. I
Shoot him a text.
Like, yo, dude.
Hey, you
Hey,
trying
buddy.
to sponsor a podcast?
Just found this great opportunity for you.
Got a
We
bunch
all
of
wear
guys that need
pants.
jeans.
Yeah.
Turns out.
We all wear pants, buddy.
Last question here.
Yes.
Kevin 401.
Kevin
Do you
401.
think these high gas prices will push people to buy EVs? I think people will want to buy EVs, but the thing is those EVs are still pretty expensive.
Yeah, the high gas prices are not increasing money you have to buy EVs.
Right.
So I think if you were on the edge, it might set you over, I guess.
Perhaps if you were like
I've been on the
ready
edge
to
for
buy
a while.
car
Still
right
not
now.
going to do it.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. A lot needs to change before we go down that whole path.
I
It's
mean,
started,
I know
but
it's more efficient to make the electricity, but it's not like the price of electricity is staying flat either. You know what I mean?
right.
So I mean
Right.
that is a little more expensive as well. But I mean, I don't know if it's high gas forever. It's great for my Tesla stock. So let's go. Then I'll be able to afford a Tesla someday.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
There you go.
I think that's going to do it for us this week. Shook, you got any
What do you got? Knowledge?
parting
Closing
words?
thoughts?
Closing thoughts? Yeah. Can you give us a summary of the episode entirely?
No, just give me a closing thought. What do you
yes. Sure. No. Really fast?
No, I'm just kidding.
Just
Just
closing
any
thought.
closing thoughts?
I love you all.
got? Wow, that was a fucking.
You're all
cop
great.
out.
Thank you.
You're a man of few words, but it's
Yeah,
appreciated.
Have a great night.
Stop doing that to that gummy bear. I don't know what you're doing over there.
I'm slapping it. I don't know what it is.
How sticky is it?
I really want to touch it.
I know, me
so
too.
Badly.
Same.
Just
Maybe cut a
really,
little piece off. Maybe
just
I'll
really
try a
get
little stuff.
involved.
Let's get involved with it.
We got plans for
you
that
got a
bear.
shiv?
We
Let's
got
cut a little piece
we
off.
got plans for that.
Yeah, we
bear.
got big plans.
Yeah.
You know, I kept
Yeah.
saying I was gonna bite its ear off,
Yeah.
like Mike Tyson, right? And I don't know if it's because I said this that my phone FBI agent was listening, but I screenshot it.
The FBI wishes they were that powerful.
Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson has a gummy company, CBD gummy company.
He said
Yeah.
a giant weed farm that's actually a corporate like office building,
Well, guess what?
not a farm at all.
The gummies are shaped like ears.
Yeah, I mean,
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Hey,
I'm trying
market
to find
what you love.
That's
Yeah.
a great That's a
Just-
great closing thought.
Yeah. I don't think we can top that.
You really pulled it together, buddy.
What's the name of the website to buy one of those gummy ears?
I can't find the screenshot.
What's the denim site again?
bulletproof.com.
Bulletproof jeans.
BULLETPRUFE.com.
That is going to do it for us this week, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Also, check out some of the other shows brought to you by Revival Motoring, Talking Motorcycles, Topics Under the Stairs, and the Circle Jerks podcast. And also, visit our website, revivalmotoring.com, where you can sign up for the B for B. That's it from us. See you next week.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it, bud.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, John, for coming to hang
Where do
out.
they find you on the
Seriously.
internets?
Mostly just the grams, Tesla_Beamer. I do not really update my YouTube anymore because I just don't give a shit.
That's my guy.
And you will never find me on TikTok.
Praise God.
But you will find us. Subscribe. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Subscribe.
Mash the button.